whatever. We were trying so hard. I did a little to like signal to myself to unmute the microphone. I don't think it worked. I think that we just went that's fine. It's okay. Anyway, we tried. That's the most important thing, is that we tried. We failed, but we still tried.
And we will continue to fail.
Probably.
Far into the future.
Okay. So we will give you guys
stop
a
failing.
couple minutes to, like, get situated and everything, because we are streaming, like, semi later than I anticipated and intended, so that is my bad.
I would like to point out for the record that I was ready on time.
I was also ready, but I had stuff to do, which I guess means I wasn't ready.
That I wasn't ready. I would
ready.
be ready if there weren't things I needed to do to get ready.
Shoot. Uh-oh. We lost our... Oh, Malleus.
Your
It's
officer,
okay.
it wouldn't be...
We lost all of our screens went down at the same time. This is gonna be a very scuffed stream, I have a feeling, today.
Officer, it wouldn't
Sorry.
be drunk driving if I didn't drink all that.
Oh my gosh, okay. Anyway, hi everybody. It is the Calxiyn birthday stream extravaganza, question mark. There's a bit of a question mark in there this morning. But yeah, please bear with me. But yeah, I don't think you guys just saw Malleus's face. It's not that serious. Okay. Let us get my display capture back now that that's all fixed. But yeah, we are going to give everybody a couple minutes. I am going to make a tweet. In the meantime, please.
Have you expressed what your actual birthday is to the fine folks?
What
at
do you
home?
mean? When it is?
Yeah.
It's tomorrow.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so I don't know if they know, like, the exact time.
No,
or
it's
that
it's
is
okay. The exact time. I don't know. I think it was like 3 in the morning. I once got the exact time, because I did my little horoscope thing, if that makes sense. When you
You have to find out.
you have to find out the exact time that you were born and all of that stuff. Hello, depressed lunatic. Hello, Psycha. How is it going? How is it going? That sounded so weird. Anyway, it's one of those mornings, you guys, especially, like, my wig is just on too tight, you know. Anyway, so we are going to make a tweet. This is the order. A happy birthday, question mark? Yeah. So my birthday's tomorrow. I will be back tomorrow, but Hunter and I are doing something different today. We are going to be ranking the Hazbin Hotel songs, and we are going to be doing this in 2 ways. We are going to be using this song sorter as a fun little activity to know what is actually true and deep inside of our heart, and then after that we are going to rank in a more sort of analytical way of, like, what songs are good, which songs have the oomph, what songs are bad. Come join the birthday stream, which is also Hazbin Hotel themed. Okay, so...
It's your Hazbin Hotel themed bot mitzvah.
Exactly. So we are going to do both ways. We have this handy dandy Hazbin song sorter that was made by, well, a bunch of people. I don't know the Tumblr right now. It's in the corner. Can you read that? No. Oh, it's just the blog.
Songsorter.tumblr.com.
Oh, okay. No, that's the blog hosting it. That's not the person. I will link this in the description or something, but if you look up Hazbin Hotel Song Sorter, you should be able to find it. I am going to launch my tweet, then I am going to add my Discord server. Then we will actually get started, and then everything will be okay. At least that is what I keep telling myself. So, yes, I will get the information for who made the song sorter. We're going to do it that way. And then we are also... Hi, Bonnie, how's it going?
And we sort the songs,
we are going to
presumably.
sort the songs. Yes. And I was gonna say something else, but I forgot. So please stay in suspense as my dementia-riddled brain tries to remember.
And then halfway through, when the stripper comes that I ordered, and we
Yes.
had forgotten about the stripper, it's going to be a real mess.
Oh, man. Okay,
Not
so I
one
did
of the things you
at
want to have
everyone.
slip your mind.
Slightly late, guys. We're cooked today. We're a little cooked, not gonna lie. But everything is fine now. I feel better. Now that we have everything.
Everything's fine.
Everything is good. I do want to draw attention to the patrons and the super chat people. So, quickly, I am gonna make this big. I ran out of room. So, like, Loath has, like, a ×7 beside them, because they sent, like, 7, like, green super chats. And then let's also do the patrons really quick. Thank you to all of the patrons.
Ooh,
I
bigger.
did my best to collect them. But Patreon was not being nice, so I did my best, but thank you, everybody. We'll show those again probably periodically throughout the stream, just so people know. Okay, so, Hunter, I'm gonna put on the Fontaine music, okay?
Your #1 song on
it
YouTube
was
Music.
my #1 song on YouTube Music. You are right. Hi, everybody. Hi, Vanilla. How's it going? All right. Are you guys ready? Yes. Thank you for giving Cal money. Because the Wicked video is copyright claimed, and it also didn't do that well. Like, compared to how I thought it was gonna do, it's slowly getting there. Like, it's not a disaster, it's a slow burn of a video, but it is copyright claimed, and that's basically what I was relying on for all of November, was, like, my hopes and dreams hinged on that Wicked video, which was a bad idea. So everybody that super chatted
which is odd
or became
when you
a patron,
consider we did not use visuals, I don't believe.
well, it was for 5 seconds of No One Mourns the Wicked that I used to compare that da-na-na-na-na-na part of As Long As You're Mine. And so I had to copyright claim. Can you pass me the It's
so
hard.
Cry
yeah, so I can cry about it? No,
Wicked
sorry. I'm like,
video?
my nose is just always runny around this time of year. It is kind of gross. Anyway, so how are we gonna do this, right? I've been thinking about this all night and for the last week or so in terms of like, how is it best, right? Because, see, this is the problem, guys. I'm a very difficult person in terms of, well, in general, but also just, like, ranking things, right? I've explained this before. That's why I've never done, like, a Shafe Relish sort of, like, ranking video, right? Because I'm like, everything is like, you know, Sentimental Man has a purpose and it executes that purpose just as well as Defying Gravity, right? If there wasn't, you know, if we didn't have Sentimental Mans, there wouldn't be a Defying Gravity, right? Like that sort of thing, you know? So I find it very difficult to rank my favorite things. I could tell you what I think sort of like the best and the worst things are through, you know, almost academic scrutiny of like what we're gonna do in the other one, but in
no
terms
one
of like
wants
my
academic
favorite,
scrutiny
well, not now
for
anyway. Like
Hazbin.
we'll do that later. But in terms of right now, so here's my thing, Hunter, and tell me if you agree with this, okay?
Yeah.
I think this is the way to do it, okay? You're on your way home from somewhere, and there's time to play one more song in the car.
Yes.
And you have the power, right? This is like whatever you want to listen to, it's your day, like it's your time, right? And you can only play one more song. So if you're going home in the car and you only have the opportunity to play one more song and it has to be between these two songs,
I see.
what would you do? That's how I think that we should do it.
I love how you found a really
sense.
elaborate way of being like, whatever song you want to listen to more in the moment is the better song. And it's like, I imagine that's how most people
Well,
decide
no,
these
well,
things.
I'm just saying just because, like, I don't know, people be saying things so definitively, like, man, I think it depends. Well, you know, so to me, I was like, what's a situation where it's like, it's time sensitive, right? Because, and, you know, on the flip side, I don't like Gravity. I would never play Gravity of my own free will. But if I had a gun to my head in the car and I had to play Gravity or another song, right? So I think that this is ultimately going to make sense. Now, I want Hunter to go first, because I think that oh, I should also record, just in case we decide to do something with this later. I should have checked my hard drive space. Let me do that very quickly, guys. I moved some stuff over, so we should be good. Oh, yeah, tons of space. Tons of it. I started the Wicked video, and I had to put it down because I haven't seen the movie. It's all your fault, Fried Pie. Just you. It's all your fault, particularly. No, I'm just joking. I figured that that's what it was. Like, I thought that that's, you know, what happened with a lot of people, and so that's why it's kind of a slow burn of growth at the moment. So, all right. So we are recording, so I should explain this again, and more people are joining the stream. So, one more time, from the top. We are going to do a ranking of our favorite Hazbin Hotel Season 2 songs. We are going to do it in the, like, songwriting, lyrics, does it have the oomph kind of way on a tier list sorter, but for now, in terms of our favorite, our strategy is that you're driving home from somewhere and you can play one more song in the car before you get home. And we are going to scrutinize Hunter's taste first. So, Hunter, would you like me to click for you, or would it be easier
I think it might be easier for you to click.
Okay.
On account of, there's just really not, like, the space for me to
Yeah,
move
exactly.
the
I
mouse.
just dropped the thing for my mouse. Okay.
Oh, dear.
So, that's fine. So, you're in the car. Oh my gosh. Which one?
Here's the thing. I feel like if we're in the car, I imagine we're in a car together in this situation.
Or
I'm
you're
driving.
alone. Like, or whatever, right?
And I look away from traffic and I go on my phone, total tunnel vision, not paying attention to what's around me.
Oh my god.
And I really look at these
that.
two songs as the blaring and screaming outside my car kind of like filters down to a low and easily ignored hum. I think, what song do I want to listen to as I crunch over the bones of an old lady?
Oh my god.
I feel like both of these songs are just sort of, I mean, not bad, certainly, but definitely not the strongest. I think Brighter stands out more. I think they kind of stand out more in the context of...
Chat, are we getting one guide? Someone's saying the sound's gone. The sound can't be gone. Are you guys okay? Do you need an adult? Stream is healthy. Okay. Let me know. Let me know if we're getting gaslit, if we're getting one guide by that poor person in chat. You might want to refresh. Poor person who said that you can't hear us anymore. Because there's nothing on our end that indicates that that should be the case.
And that's when he realized he'd
Sorry,
swallow...
lesbians, I'd go with Brighter. Okay, so Bonnie, I think, can still hear us, guys.
Okay.
Yeah, let us know.
You may have accidentally swallowed your iPod or AirPod.
Yeah, maybe.
iPod. Haven't swallowed an iPod since 2007.
Hi, Gun, how's it going? But yeah, don't think about it, though. It's supposed to be based off of your instincts, Hunter. Your primal instincts. Like, I don't know, like your subconscious is what I mean.
My primal instincts. I'd say Brighter.
Okay.
But none of them. Okay, Vox Populi, Bad With Us. Which one's Bad With Us?
Bad With Us is the one where it's like, Maestro, I know a tranquil realm where you can rest. Like, it's that.
Vox Populi, the people.
Okay, I was the problem. It's okay, Sally, don't worry.
They're both really good. And I really
But there's only time for one more song in
God
the car.
damn it.
I should have gotten a steering wheel prop.
This
or
is
something.
already
This is
already an incredibly difficult pick. Because both are very good.
See, people don't like Bad With Us. They don't like the genre changes in it. So this would be an unpopular. I like that too. That's
the genre
the fucking point.
And if it was other songs, I wouldn't have had that problem with. But Vox Populi.
Only for Lucifer's part. You guys are crazy. I'm sorry.
And Lucifer's part is good. And then Vox's weird, like, Music Man kind of like.
I know.
We got trouble. Right here in hell. I like that a lot. Just because in the moment, I kind of want to go with Bad With Us.
Oh my god, sorry. Okay.
Which I think is going to be controversial. Okay.
True.
Speedrun to Redemption.
That was not elegant or graceful or dainty. I'm very sorry. Oh, man.
Speedrun to Redemption was another... I mean...
Do you even remember how Speedrun to Redemption goes,
I remember the general... if you asked me to sing it, I would struggle with it.
Right.
But I get the general vibe. It was another one of those, like, really quick, like very funny, lots of situations in a row type song, which Hazbin Hotel does well, but does a lot.
Yes.
So they tend to, like, blend in a little bit. I don't think it's the strongest of them, but I remember it being funny and working really well, and I remember Charlie being very charming and entertaining in it. I liked Piss. Beating the piss out of you. I think? Yes.
Sort of.
That's not quite how it goes. I really should have listened to all of them in a row
no,
today.
it's okay, but yeah, that's with Pentious, so I don't know if you find him too annoying to listen
the piss
to.
Out of you. I love Pentious so much. He's like best boy. He's wonderful. Underrated character. Everyone likes Alistair.
Right.
Everyone likes TV Man, right?
Vox,
All these people are just iPad babies or they don't brush their teeth enough. The real best male character of Hazbin Hotel is Pentheus. Oh dear.
You do it so well. Like, it's actually, guys, can we get a round of applause in the chat for Hunter's Pentious? I think it's really good.
These are hard. I like them both truthfully, but I don't want to pick I like them both.
The instinct has, like, gone out the way. Like, if Hunter was driving, we're already home by now. Like, we didn't even...
I'm sorry. Are you just now discovering that I'm, like, I don't make goddamn decisions.
Oh, well, I've honestly thought
that has been
you...
a major point of every relationship I've ever been in. Motherfuckers have always been like, Hunter, I love you. Fucking pick something. They're like, what do you want to eat for dinner? I'm like, I don't know. What do you want to eat? I will be happy. Some people think life is Monopoly. You win if you die with enough money. For me, life is I win by making as few decisions as possible. Piss. Next question. We are at 6%.
Don't worry, I'm sure it'll get easier as it keeps going, I said.
Has been guarantee, or once we get up there. Once we got up there, immediately, has been guarantee was...
the opening number.
Opening number, which was fun and like a good opener, but when we get up there, it's kind of like the I Want song of Vox and the Villains. It's very good. When I think about the future, Hear My Hope. I think it has to be one I think about the future because we're bringing the band back together. We're going. Whereas Hear My Hope, it's just very like
The Greatest Showman.
Yeah, it feels like. I love this pointer. It's
I know.
So
I
wonderful.
gave Hunter the stick because it's her turn. It's her turn to talk. That's how we'll do it.
Brighter again already?
Well, because it's trying to figure out, right, what you would pick over another. Live to Live is the one with Sarah and, Penchus.
Is that the one that's
People are afraid, all of us, all the time.
Yes. Yes.
Mortality's a blade.
Yes.
See, why do you need it when you have me singing it kind of off-key because Penchus is a man?
That's great. Well, that's the thing, though, is that, like, I remember all of the songs, I just don't remember all of their names.
Right,
so
yeah.
That's what's tricky. Because if you said, like, oh, the Vox background story song, or the song between Sarah and Penchus.
Yeah.
Or Sarah and Penchus.
Yeah,
I'd be like, oh, I know what that is.
song.
But, like, yeah, I had to remember a second. I think Live to Live, truthfully.
Gotta turn Hunter into a cute animal thingy. Hunter, what? I have a Calxiyn cares too much bear. What would you have?
I would like to be a goat.
You'd like to be a goat?
I would like to. The two, I love goat. Like, because I think people hear, like, greatest of all time and they think I'm being conceited. I just really like goats.
Okay.
Every year I go to a goat farm.
Oh,
and
that's
I just
nice.
look at the goats. It's like a wonderful little spot out in the country. I have really strong feelings about goats.
Okay.
And so I just think they're cute. Regrettably, they also have this real, like, bro-y kind of, like, Andrew Tate sort of energy about them. Like, yo, bro, you're the goat. Greatest of all time, which is not what I love.
I feel like a goat could also be tall, right? So, like, that kind of
Goats
embodies you. Like, I'm kind of short. No, but I mean standing up. Like,
I
in
could
a
be a
Beastar sort
giraffe,
of way. Like,
you know?
I just mean, like, in Beastar, standing on their own two legs. Like,
Sure.
Dr. Dilliman, you know? Okay, love in a bottle or losing.
The other thing I get called a lot is a golden retriever.
Yeah, I could see that. That's
so I
cute.
guess golden retriever, if you're asking for what my personas are.
Yeah.
If you want to buy me ears.
I like a
goats-
little poodle myself. Like, I think that's
Is
cute,
it because you have curly
yeah,
hair?
Yeah, exactly. Like, I feel like that'd
But, like,
be cute.
personality-wise, because I feel like golden retriever personality-wise is what people have told me.
Right.
What do you think personality-wise for you would be? I know
like
we're totally
kind of a cat,
ignoring.
like sort of calico,
But I
right?
think
You
you're
can
like-
do
I
a
think you're
fun
like an orange
Neapolitan
cat.
calico.
Like, so you have cat-like tendencies, but you're still, like, playful.
Yeah.
Orange cat.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Except,
but
you know.
that. Or poodle, you know.
But yeah, the reason why I went with a bear was because that's not my persona, that's the audience persona. So you guys are the bear. I would have something completely
and
different.
Otter.
Right.
No, I think poodle works as well because poodles have like an air of sophistication, but you're still
That's
like giddy and
true.
still a dog.
Husky? That's funny. Arnold wants a husky. He has always
Interesting.
wanted a husky, like
Huskies
as a pet.
my
but
dad
we live in
had
Canada,
a husky.
right? So that's nice, right? Instead of
I feel
having
bad
a
for
husky in like
huskies
Florida,
in
right?
winter. Yeah, you can't have huskies where it's hot out. I feel bad for them. Huskies are interesting. They whine a lot. My dad had one. That's the thing he talks about a lot. So love in the bottle or a losing streak.
Yeah.
I feel like we are going back into the thing. I like Love in the Bottle, but it kind of felt like Keith David is so wonderful. He's so great. It's a good song, but the whole time I was just thinking of the other Husk song, which is Loser Baby.
Right.
And I remember thinking, it's killed in the comparison.
Right.
Which is a shame because I still really love Love in a Bottle.
So,
Whereas Losing Streak is the best
Angel song?
Angel song ever.
Okay. Ever, yeah.
Ever.
Sure.
Like, or so
Out of
far.
the three of them.
Like, it's the best solo one. I like it a lot more than Poison. I like it more than most of her, like, parts of ensembles. I really liked it. I love that, like, smoky room singer. Yeah, I think I'd go with Losing Streak.
Okay, cool. I'm going to attempt to change the music up, guys. We'll see what happens here. I think we should be good for a while. I have, like, a bunch of Kingdom Hearts tracks. But you're gonna be subjected to Fontaine. Again, yes, you did derail the chat by talking about furries, Ed, but that's okay. If you guys don't know, Ed made, or B-Linked, I should say, made my merch. All right, Vox DI or Bad With Us?
So Vox DI is, that's the one, because I feel like
the avatar of your consequence. That's the one that happens with Sarah, like, in front of Sarah and the other angels.
Yes, where he has his big, like, scary moment.
Yes.
Here's the thing, that doesn't stick out as much as Vox Populi.
Really? I sing it all the time. Maybe I just like that one line that I'm not sure if we can
Populi is
say.
earlier in that same episode,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And so I feel like it doesn't stick out as much to me. Can
yeah.
we get a little bit more of the
Vox
version?
Okay, sure.
To, like, jog my memory a little more?
Oh god, hold on. I'm the nightmare you made when you spilled our blood, so cower and hide, find a rope you can swing from, go say your goodbyes to your lives, to your kingdom! And that's pretty much it.
I think
he copies the motif from Lucifer.
Yes.
Right? So that's the twist of it. He steals Lucifer's song.
Part of me wants to say Bad With Us, just because I feel like Vox DI gets, like, swept up by Vox Populi.
Oh, okay. Wait.
So, like, it doesn't stick out
Wait,
as, like,
so
prominently.
Bad With Us or Vox?
I think Bad With Us.
Okay, okay.
But I feel bad
Oh,
about
well,
it.
now here you go.
Oh,
so
Vox
you
Populi, yeah.
Easy. All right.
Oh, god damn it.
Cal like saying, no, guys, it's the other one. I like the cower and hide in my little Udine voice. I'm like, I wish Udine would tell someone all of that. Anyway.
So I don't know if people are gonna call me like a weeaboo trash, but Clean It Up is one of my favorite songs from the season.
That's fine. That's okay.
But unfortunately, it's going up against Don't You Forget Reprise.
Yes. Which was on my Spotify, or my
Which
YouTube
was
rap.
amazing. It's really, really good. And I kinda like them both, just because, like, the madcap energy of Clean It Up is so aggressive and adorable and fun.
Like, you know, when she's singing in Japanese, she's saying that she believes in Charlie's dream, which is, you know,
and it's
like,
just
very
cute,
nice.
and it's funny, and the interplay between Nifty and Charlie's really charming. But then you have Don't You Forget, which is fucking don't you forget, you ain't won yet.
Yeah.
Like, it has that real, like, ragtime energy.
Yes.
It's so good. I legitimately kind of want to pick I Like Both, because I really don't know which one I like more.
That's okay, because, like, you know, I'm sure this will come back up later, right?
Yes.
So.
Oh, damn it all. So that's
so
the original.
With Rosie.
Yeah,
yes.
I don't love the original one as much as I
Interesting.
Like
the reprise?
Yeah, because it's better between Vox and
Alistair, because Alistair can fight back.
Yeah,
you know,
whereas Rosie's just like, don't you forget you're on my street. Like, it's just, whereas Piss, it's really cute and charming. I don't feel terribly strongly about these songs. I might...
But if there was only one song to play in the car...
I think I'd maybe have to go with Piss.
Okay.
Because, like, listening to that version of Don't You Forget just makes you...
You want the other version,
It's like
right?
It's like watching a Disney live-action remake.
Right,
or
I see
listening
what you're
to, like, a not very good cover song.
Okay.
You're like, okay, this isn't bad. But, like, why would I listen to, like, the Luke Bryan version of Fast Car when I can listen to the Tracy Chapman version? And, like, Don't You Forget original kind of feels like the Luke Bryan to Tracy Chapman.
Sure, yeah, I get it.
If anyone gets that reference. I might have to do Speedrun to Redemption, just
that's crazy, sorry. I mean, you can have whatever opinion I'm just like, there's time for one more song in the car.
I think it's charming and funny, and I like that gag of a song. You're not very... Oh, hello. Like gravity. I feel like if gravity goes kind of middle-ish in my thing, it's not like, I wonder if I get judged. So Sarah's confession is when she talks
to the speaker.
Okay. That was really quite a good song.
It was so good. I got goosebumps just thinking about it. I was remembering the song in my head, and it has Anastasia's voice actress, singer, right?
I will say, though, Gravity's catchier.
I don't know
if I like it more.
Yeah, Gravity's probably catchier just because
like
it's
that storm's
simpler,
coming, and I
right?
can hear the clouds.
Whereas this one, there's a lot of vocal runs in the Sarah.
It is.
Like
really
I don't know if I could do it right now, but like, you can't hide, right? Look inside, right? She's doing a lot. Sorry, that wasn't the best that I could have done.
I think I'm gonna have to go with Sarah's confession.
All right. We got
Once
the Wii channel music in there.
Like you. Oh, right. That's the Pench's
I love how
Heaven
you guys
song.
are in the chat are playing along. That's so cute. And now you can see how your taste compares to Hunter, right?
I like you a lot.
I like you a lot too, Hunter.
Like it's your birthday. Or like that shit slide. I like you.
Yeah, that's what you did. But
I like you a lot. I like you a lot. I feel like I'm like 7 and I'm telling a girl I like her. I like you a lot. I know you. It's a good song, and it's one of those like madcap, like quick, and it had a fast-paced like fucky humor song when we're kind of throwing all the jokes to the see what sticks, and it has the Pangola's bit, which is really funny, and it has Sir Penchus, and I love Sir Penchus. I really, really love that song. But it's like Once We Get Up There is so good. But here's the thing, I wonder if you feel this way. Do you think Once We Get Up There is let down by Velvet and...
Somewhat. I think in hindsight, maybe we should talk about this during the ranking section, but I'll say it now. What's kind of odd about Once We Get Up There, but it might be a creative choice, so I might let this slide, is that Valentino and Velvet do not get their unique sound inserted in Vox's song.
Yeah.
So it's Vox's song with them singing backup, but maybe that's the intention, that you were supposed to notice that. So I'll let that slide, but I do understand what you're saying, Hunter, just because, like, they've been so good with the instrumentation. Like, at the beginning of, Piss, for example.
Yes.
Pench's has a harpsichord for that steampunk old-time feel, but the structure of the song was inspired by, like, boy bands, right? A sort of NSYNC or, like, One Direction, sort of, like, Love Bat, like, that sort of thing, right? So I will say that for Once We Get Up There, you don't hear Velvet or Valentino in the song. And so some people may be like, but that could be intentional, because at the end of the day, like, this is Vox's musical number and he's stringing them along. But for listening ability later, I kind of get it. Like, I get what you're saying, you know?
Whereas,
even if it's good and, like, it was an artistic choice, you don't have to, like, you know what I mean? Like,
part of me wants to go Once We Get Up There, but I think that Like You is a more consistent song.
yes.
Because, like Once We Get Up There has that dip.
yes.
But, like, are we going for who's more consistent or who has the highest high?
Well, I think it's whatever you want to listen to in the car, Hunter. Right? This is your choice.
I think I'd go with Once We Get Up There.
Okay.
But it's real close.
Yeah, I think it's a creative decision as well. But this is like our fun, what's in our heart sort of
I think I'd go
right?
with Like You over Hazbin Guarantee.
All right.
When I think about the future, Live to Live. I think when we think about the future.
Okay.
We've had a couple. Live to Live is better than Hear My Hope.
Damn, you really don't like Hear My Hope.
I don't know. It feels a little bit like worship music. Like, I feel like I'm back in Bible camp, you know?
Well, I mean, it has that Pasek and Paul sort of-ness, right?
Which is not to say it's not a bad song.
Right.
Writer?
Okay.
Ugh.
What?
Hear My
What was
Hope
that
or Easy?
reaction?
I think Easy, just because I think I enjoyed it more in the actual show.
Okay.
Ooh, Bad With Us or Losing Streak? Bad With Us was good. Losing Streak is a mopey, smoke-filled kind of song, and I like those kinds of songs, so I think I'd have to go with Losing Streak, but it's very, very close. Bad with us, love in a bottle.
You're so funny.
I don't know. It's hard, right? Like I feel like it's dead air if not for me grunting.
Well, I mean, I'll look at the chat. Once we get up there is in my recap 4th. Oh, wow. Yeah, so it really got up there. Haha. Bad with us by a landslide to me? Interesting. I would not agree with that. I've been singing Love in the Bottle all morning, so I don't know.
I think I go with Love in the Bottle, but it's tight. These are all tight. Piss, a love song, Clean It Up. It has to be Clean It Up. Clean It Up's so good. Once we get up there. Sarah's Confession?
Okay. That was a little questioning, but okay.
Once we get up there is better than Gravity.
Okay.
Like You is better than Gravity. Okay, so hit me with like, what's like?
What you want?
Like a little bit of the.
I love how I'm just like it's copyright or whatever.
Exactly.
Okay, so Charlie's part is a little because there's like people interjecting,
yes.
right? Okay, so for the V's part, they're like, ooh, all of hell's gonna want you. In this game, no one outdoes us, nobody outbuzz us.
Yes. Okay, I forgot about like the snip.
Yeah,
thing.
yes.
Okay.
Trust me.
Yeah, I think I'd have to go with Trust Us over Gravity.
Okay.
Okay, losing streak when I think about the future. Oh, when I think about the future is really strong, like strong.
Hunter, what's your favorite color, bestie? I love how Ed is making you art for my birth. But you know what? That's okay. Hunter barely gets anything. So
I wear a lot of black, which is not a color. I know it's a shade.
Hunter has blue eyes, if that helps. If you want to do some little color theory.
I do have like pale blue eyes, and I like black. I also tend to like, not like cream, but almost like a kind of canvas color.
Yeah.
I don't wear it very often, but I do like how it looks often. I like pink. I think
you think you are
cute.
getting art? That's funny. Oh, sorry, Ed. Well, now I feel like an asshole. Guys, sorry. End this. I wish I could like give a super chat to you guys and like distribute the money amongst the 30 of you, like as an apology.
I like a pale green, almost like the sun coming through leaves.
Oh,
that's quite
okay.
nice.
I love it. This is getting very specific.
I think losing streak.
Okay.
Just because it's because it's more consistent. Love in a Bottle, I think it's more consistent than when I think about the future. Like it has high highs, but it also has those like weird little gravity moments, you know?
Sorry, which one did you want?
Love in a Bottle.
Okay. Sorry, I was changing the music.
Bad with us or when I think about the future.
But yeah, I love you guys playing along.
I think I'm leaning towards the songs I find funny.
Yeah, I mean,
which is part of it. So I think
that
Bad
makes
with
sense,
us over
right?
when I think about the future, just because it's very humorous. Vox Populi. When I think about the future.
Oh, it's happening now, guys.
Live to live.
Was that a choice, or were you just saying it, trying to think to
yourself? Oh, Clean It Up, regrettably. Sarah's Confession. Here's the thing, like now that we're going to the, I feel like it's like you flow and then you hit a roadblock.
Right, exactly.
Once we get up there, I think. Oh God, Like You, more than Piss. We're getting there, guys. 71%. This is a passing grade now. I think Hazbin Guarantee. Do I like Gravity more than I like Piss?
I don't know.
Which is out of context and same thing today. Do I like Urine more than I like not floating away?
What I really like about Piss is just how they have their own distinct sounds and it combines at the end together.
That's true.
And like, I think I like the little fight scene, like,
Gravity's
you know, what's the score? How the hell do you get on board, right? Hope you like your minions scrambled, like all of that little back and forth between them.
I think Piss, although it's a lot closer, speedrun to Redemption
Really?
or Gravity.
Oh,
or
okay,
Gravity.
sorry. I was gonna say, like, this is the one time where I think, like, it's, if you like Gravity, that's okay, like, you know.
Like, it's tying up there. It's just because it's more huge. I think Gravity's more distinct in my mind, so I will go with Gravity.
Okay.
Losing Streak or Clean It Up. I think it's Clean It Up. I think it's Losing Streak.
Okay, interesting.
Oh, I feel like Losing Streak, Sarah's Confession, Love in the Bottle are kind of getting mixed up for me.
Sure. Well, I mean, I don't know. Pick out what you like. Do you like the lyrics of Sarah's Confession
I'm
more?
thinking I might have to go
like-
with Sarah's Confections. Sarah's Confessions. Her confections are also probably lovely. Once we get up there, Love in a Bottle. Oh goodness. Because I feel like Love in a Bottle and Once We Get Up There have the same problem, that they're really strong, but they're brought down by like weaker moments.
Right,
later in the
right,
song.
right.
So I feel like they're kind of a tie. I want to say I like both, but I think the highs are higher, so I might go with Once We Get Up There. But
Okay.
It's very close. Oh. Pangolas!
Pendulins, I think they are.
Pangolins. Pangolins! I know if I were in heavens, I'd be more familiar with them, right? Love in a bottle, done in a have in a bottle. That one's tricky. Do you look at me like I'm a weirdo?
No,
you're like, this should be a more
I've been very quiet and non-judgmental, but even if I was judgmental, I think that you've made some pretty sound. I mean, it's your favorite, Hunter.
Right,
I'm
it's
not judging you
subjective, I
anyway.
know.
But like,
That's fine. You
even
can
if I
judge me.
was,
I judge me.
right? Like, for me, I would pick Love in a Bottle just because this is like a lot. There's a lot going on.
Yeah,
like
Love
it's
in a
kind of
Bottle.
like
Love in a
lot
Bottle
of
has
energy,
a lot. Well, yeah, it's
like,
a lot of energy,
there,
but Love
you
in a
know?
Bottle gets really messy near the end.
That's
as well.
true. That's
so
true.
they both have similar levels of like messiness. And you know, there's that little Pinchus moment in the middle where he's like, I want to go home.
Like, I will
fucking
fight
sucks.
for my friends or
Yes.
something. I'll get back to my friends. That's what it is.
I think it's like you.
Okay.
Has been guaranteed, Love in a Bottle. I feel like I kind of screwed it up because I forgot about the Vox part of Has Been Guaranteed.
It's okay.
Oh, they're very, God, these are so tight near the end. I think Has Been Guaranteed. Oh, Love in a Bottle more than Piss. I love these kind of humorous, fast-paced, you know, like sort of rapid-fire comedy songs that they do. Piss is good. Had With Us more than Piss.
All right.
Vox Populi more than Piss. When I think about the future, more than Piss, I think.
Okay.
Vox DI more than Piss. Oh, my Pinchus. Pinchus versus...
Pinchus against Pinchus
not
on
the Pinchus
Pinchus
versus
violence.
Pinchus violence. Why can't we be Pinchuses together? I think I'm losing the Pinchus. Would you like to have sexual intercourse with me? There we go. Regrettably, sometimes when you do like a accent, you need to have like a particular word or phrase.
Yeah, I
you
do
have
that all
locked
the
in.
time, like with Twisted Wonderland. and
Regrettably, though, for Pinchus, it's sexual intercourse. Sexual. Cherry, would you like to have
stuff. Not
sex?
Sarah! Damn! Cherry betrayal. Damn, that's a whole thing. Is that, guys, can you investigate how popular Pinchus and Sarah is as a ship and let us know?
We have to look up AO3. I think I'll go with Piff.
Okay.
Because here's the thing. There are kind of messier parts with Life to Live, too. The, like, humans are scared. Like, those parts.
Messy? What do you mean?
Like, some of the Pinchus lines about, like... Because I feel like Sarah's part of this song is stronger than Pinchus's
This
part.
has to start with sorry if you
Yes.
needed a memory jog as well.
Yes, which is nice. But Gravity's not that bad. And, like, part of me wants to give it Gravity more credit.
Okay, that's fine.
But it's my boy. Pentheus is my boy.
That's true. There's some very nice moments. Sarah holds with him and flies with him in the sun. That's true. That's not true. Sacred Snake? Oh, that's cute.
God damn it, that one's tricky. I feel like I think Life to Live, but Gravity's very slow.
Okay.
I think I like Gravity more than I like Brighter.
That's okay.
I think just because Brighter
try
doesn't
to be friends with you after today. It's
Brighter
my birthday
doesn't,
after.
because Brighter just doesn't stick that much out to me in
No.
the way that, like...
I'm like, it's my like little motivational, like, if you want it, just take it. The world's yours, don't waste it. I'll make the stars alive.
Yeah, I think I take Gravity over Brighter.
That's okay though. I'll try to forgive you. I'll find it in my...
Oh, goodness. I don't like Brighter that much, truthfully. It sort of fell through the cracks with me. Honestly, like, the version that they didn't go through.
You liked it a bit more?
Not even that I like it more, it's just... Part of me likes Speedrun the Redemption because I'm liking the comedy songs,
This is very interesting. Cal showing pettiness, I'll try.
Brighter doesn't do it for me. Probably Don't You Forget.
All right.
So my ties are Don't You Refrain.
Wow, you're my hope in the dumpster. What happened? Oh no. Okay.
Interesting.
I wish I was able to hide this and then go up in a dramatic way. I don't think Hear My Hope deserves to be down there, but you know what? It's your personal taste, though. That's okay.
If you imagine 1 as being A and 20 as being an F, then yeah, it's bad.
Right,
But you imagine as 1 being an A and, 20 being
but
like
damn,
a B.
like I didn't expect Hear My Hope to get, like, dust.
This feels about right for me.
Easy.
I think Clean It Up and Don't You Forget the Reprise are really up there for me. I've listened to Clean It Up probably the most. I liked Like You. Once We Got Up There is great. Sarah's Confession is really good. Losing Streak is wonderful. I kind of thought Love in a Bottle would be higher.
Well, you picked so many other songs
that's
over
true,
it, though.
yeah, but it's just, because they were hard songs. It's one of those things. It's like, because when you imagine, if you do like the
Because this
tiers,
I understand.
right?
Like, Easy, I get it. Brighter. Speedrun to Redemption, I think kind of deserves. Don't You Forget, I'm kind of offended, but you know what? That's okay. Like, I feel like everything after Live to Live makes mostly makes sense to me.
Yeah, I think Gravity where it is, Piss where it is. I'm okay with this.
Okay.
Clean It Up being my favorite.
So here's what we're gonna do, okay?
I was worried
we are
that
gonna
there
give
was
you
gonna be
guys
a tie.
like 2 minutes. If you think that Hunter needs to justify her choice, I'm just kidding
Come
around.
at me,
But
motherfucker,
yeah,
I don't
if you
care.
guys have a problem, if you want to fight Hunter, you have 2 minutes to fight Hunter. Is what I just
Come at
Hunter
me.
fight in terms of why the fuck did Hear My Hope get down?
But higher quality, that's unfortunate.
I can't see. Oh no.
So,
okay.
I mean,
That's not
Don't You
good.
Forget Reprise and Clean It Up being tied for first makes sense.
Oh, they're tied. Oh
yeah.
shit. I didn't even see that.
Losing Streak being high makes sense. That's really strong in my memory.
This is how you know it's a good soundtrack. Yeah, that's true. It is true because last season it would have been like Loser Baby and
then
everything else.
Who gives a shit?
Hear My Hope is at the bottom for me too. Oh my gosh, guys.
It just feels like kind of bland.
To be fair
right?
though, I do have a version where I only listen to the Alistair and Rosie part. The why don't you help them, you double-dealing manipulator? I have one.
Hear My
that's
Hope is
exclusively
like when
only
you
that.
make ramen noodles, but you don't like instant ramen, but you don't add anything.
What?
You don't add your own spices. You don't add your own flavors. You don't add any extra greenery or
Oh my
veg or
God.
protein, and you're just like fuck it, hot water and whatever's in this package. That's what Hear My Hope is.
My God.
Not bad, perfectly enjoyable experience, but just not as good as it otherwise could have been.
And thank you, Lo, for the happy birthday. Yes,
Hear
if
My
you
Hope
just
is
came
the
in, it is
song
my birthday stream
that they
today.
sing the last song in the show where
Emily
they're doing the
starts.
like bear, they're doing the like Care Bear
Yeah,
stare.
exactly. And they're all like, "Rah."
Yes.
Perfect, Rosie. Thank you, thank you. Okay.
Yeah, for me, Brighter worked better as like, I don't know, it was just like a soundtrack song in the background as I
Right.
learned about Vox.
I see what
and
you're
it
saying.
didn't stand out as much the way as even Gravity stood out, right?
Right.
I wonder if this wins me any favors
With who?
with the folks that got mad
Oh,
about our opinion
us.
on Gravity.
Well, you know, in the thumbnail, I have Gravity on F for a little bit clickbait. It's not F. I'm just saying. I have a feeling that we'll see when I do mine. But okay, so there's a bit of Hear My Hope. People are willing to fight for Hear My Hope in the chat. But I get it, right? Because then you have Abel's like, can't breathe, vision's getting blurry now, nosebleed, and nosebleed is just the worst. Like, that has to be the worst rhyme. They just, it's so stupid. Like, I know some people get nosebleeds when they're stressed out, but I think it's so dumb. I think it's so bad. Oh, man.
Yeah, that song is really let down by the...
And, like, I do like the gravity, like, callback, though, like, the Lute and Vaggie, like, arguing part, but, like, just the Abel part, I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know. But, so this is Hunter's ranking. I'm gonna take...
Coming, I can hear the clouds.
I'm gonna take a screenshot.
To me.
So, are you guys okay with Hunter?
Now I'm passing off.
Also, judge how the song should fit in the flow of the scene. That is true. We're gonna be doing more of that stuff when we get to, hold on. Can I do this without causing a problem? We're gonna be doing that more when we get to here. When we do this, that's gonna be more judging a bit more objectively. This is supposed to be our Calxiyn fun time. Also, there is it bigger for you guys that we're struggling to see, I know. Just like me, you are old, I understand.
We can always zoom in, I guess, a little
well,
bit.
that would fuck up the edges that I have for the thing.
But even in the browser, I mean.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, let me try to do that. Okay, that's probably better. There you go, you guys. Okay, so we are going to go again. And now it is my turn, and I will take the stick. Here's what you guys have to understand, okay? I really, really like Vox. Okay, so,
I like
it's
Pinches,
nothing
you like
personal.
Vox. We all have our biases.
It's nothing personal.
Mine's better, because mine's not a murderer. And
Brighter,
he's just a sweet
and
little
that's
man.
that on that. Vox Populi.
Wow, you are so decisive. It took me 10 minutes to get to the
this is where I
battle.
think it's hard. I really like once we get up there. I know what you're saying about it. I get what you're saying, but
I do think
I don't know. I listen to them like an equal amount, but I like that it's a different sort of song. But I was so proud of this one. I was so proud of you. And I love doing the ooh. So I'll pick this one for now, just out of vocal,
Here's the thing.
you know.
Hazbin Guarantee has the better Velvet and Valentina parts.
Yes. If that matters to you. When I think about the future, because it has the little motifs and I like that. Oh, but Hear My Hope has the Rosie part, but I can't vote for just the Rosie and Alistair part. Like, that's a little crazy.
I was really worried at one point I would have to pick, like the Nifty song or like a piss or one of like I was worried at one point it was gonna give me Gravity or the original Don't You Forget, and I would pick Gravity in front of you.
Right.
At me.
No, it's okay, Hunter. You can like whatever you want. Even though I do like Vox, I'm gonna pick Live to Live just because I really like the duetness of it all. Like, again, if we had to listen to one more song in the car, like, I would pick this song in the car. Love in a Bottle. It's hard, but it's not that hard.
Same episode.
It's not that hard, though. Like, it is difficult, but, like, you have one more song. I just love the rhymes in this one, and I love saying it. So I guess here's something else I should say. Obviously, most of us, even if we aren't performers, do still sing along with music, right? You don't need to be a good singer to sing along. However, something I have noticed about myself is that I play songs to perform them, not to hear the singers sing, right? So a lot of this, like, in the car-ness. Can we have a link so we can play too? Sure, chat. Hold on. Oh, you might have saw my browse history. That's okay. There's nothing in there. I don't think. So that's
I'm not
fine.
afraid of my pornography habits.
Why don't we go look? It's just YouTube,
my
Patreon.
face looks too scrunched up in photos.
Yeah, that's okay.
Why do you think your face looks
I don't know,
so scrunched up
weird.
in photos?
It looked weird earlier when I was taking the thumbnail picture.
And you were like, why do I look like a pug?
Yeah, exactly. So that's a bit of my vulnerability. Well, now that we said it, we might as well. Okay, tier list thumbnail, so I was looking for mine. Gravity. I needed the thumbnail, and then all those other links, that's fine. You guys aren't gonna dox me. But it was all scrunched. I don't know, I looked weird. Like, it was too dark. Anyway, that's a whole other conversation. So part of it, I'm sorry, as I was saying, so part of it is the idea of, like, oh, what I would want to sing in the car
Sorry,
is what I'm
Empty
trying
Crate
to say.
said the Huskettes in Love in the Bottle. That's such a great term for
Yeah, I
background
do love
singers,
that
the
too.
Huskettes.
So I'm gonna pick Love in a Bottle, but I do really like Losing Streak. It is a lot of fun. Ugh.
Oh, get
Oh,
fucked!
no. Okay, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. This is so hard. In terms of what I like to sing, I do like to sing Vox DI a bit more, right? Because with Vox, I don't know, Vox Populi is fun too. They're both fun. But I don't know. Oh, well, now I don't know.
You're not fun.
I don't know. Yeah, see, now we're stuck.
I look at, because like Vox Die, it has that sort of.
It wouldn't exist without Vox Populi, right?
Yeah.
That's the hard. I'm gonna say I like both, just because Hunter got like 1 or 2. I like both.
I only had one
both.
I like both, and they were my number 1, and I got tied
Okay,
for it,
well,
right?
I'm gonna do it for them because I feel like these songs are gonna get pretty high, so I think that we need other thing. Like, to me, this is almost like the same song. Like, this is one big song. It just has a really wide interruption between it, you know? I don't know. I can't choose, I don't think.
You don't prefer, like, because, like,
But
Vox
I do like the,
Populi
like,
has that kind
Manifest
of music.
Destiny,
Like
fit into place, that I do like that a lot. But I don't know, I like the lyrics in this one just because they're so different from everything else in the show, right?
That has, like, the Führer lyric.
Yeah, and, like, the
feel.
Omega and the Flood. Like, I just really liked this one.
I guess I think it, like, really swung, I don't know, the lyrics are different, but they almost cram so many different, it becomes almost like scary illusion bingo, where it's just like, we have all of them.
Because it's mimicking what Lucifer did, right? And so we did the same thing.
But with Lucifer, he just gets to say all the things that he is, and you're like, oh, you are.
And I
those
do
things
like,
'cause
your
you're
wife
Lucifer.
knew it was wrong, Lou. Maybe that's why she's not around anymore. But I think I need to do I like both, I think, for now. Don't you forget Reprise. That wasn't that hard. I just love them so. That was my 3rd top song this year, Hunter. It has to, like, you know. And Clean It Up was in that same episode, so it had a fair chance.
That's true.
Okay, so
Clean It
here's
Up's just,
my thing.
it's the best song
I
ever,
think
so.
I like Don't You Forget a bit more than, like, Hunter does. Just because it has Alistair and Rosie, and I like the sound a bit more. Like, in terms of my own personal listening, I gravitate more towards the Don't You Forget sort of sound, right? But, like, I think that Piss is just so well written, but we'll save that again for the more, like, mentally, academically, like, the tier list one. So for now, I have to say Don't You Forget. Okay.
So Gravity's your favorite.
Not gonna win very high, you guys. Sarah's Confession, even if it wasn't Gravity and Gravity wasn't how Gravity is, I love that they got the voice of Anastasia. I love some of the rhymes that Sarah has in this song. I love the vocal runs that Anastasia's voice actress is doing. Like, I love it so much. And it's so, again, different than everything else in the show, and just hearing Sam Half talk about it and, like, the thought that was put into it. Like, they talk about that,
Was Sarah's Confession was the song we sort of compared to. Yeah, we kind of compared to
Prince of Egypt. Right. I was actually about to say that. You read my mind. So Sam Half was saying that the reason why that may give people that feeling is because Sarah's Confession is in a Phrygian mode, which is kind of Middle Eastern, sort of like how we, oh gosh, can I do it right now? I probably can't do an actual scale, but like, da, 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 that's bad, hold on. Like, kind of the Arabian, like, da, na, 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 right? As opposed to da, na, 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 like something that sounds more complete, like it kind of has that vibe to it. That was probably not, again, my best moment, guys. It's hard for me to do this sort of thing on the spot. But Sarah is like, the speaker's like brighter and major and all of that stuff. So that's
Gravity
like how
could
the
work
scale
better if
works.
Luke did at least one thing throughout the season.
We'll talk about that later, Jean, when we do, again, the ranking, because I think, in hindsight, I have more bad feelings about Gravity than I did before. So Sarah's Confession. It has to be Hazbin guarantee.
Yeah.
I really do like you for the reasons that Hunter does too, but like in terms of what I would listen in the car, I'm like doing that like all the time. Once we get up there, it's just not. If anything has Vox, it's gonna be different. Now this is hard though. I don't know. This is a little bit difficult just because, like, I really like Sarah in the lyrics, but then this has like the sort of one day more, like all of the motifs come back, right?
Do you think Gravity's gonna be your least favorite
No,
song?
I think Easy's gonna be down there. If it
That's
comes down to it, it's gonna be Easy, Gravity, Speedrun, or Redemption. Like, they're all gonna be...
I see.
Live to Live is so important in the show's themes. That's true. Again, guys, this is something we're gonna be talking about more when we do the other one, like when we do the tier list. This is more for anybody that just joined the thesis. The idea here is like what I would play in the car coming home, basically, right? So I do think it has to be when I think about the future, but not because Live to Live is like bad or anything, like just because. I just love the Alistair and Rosie part so much.
We're gonna have a very different opinion on Hear My Hope.
Interesting. I don't know. I think it has to be Vox Populi, just because, again, I've been obsessed with Vox, right? But I think that,
I feel like there's a Vox tax here.
Yeah. Okay. Love in a Bottle, like, I can't let the Vox bias. Like, Love in a Bottle, I think, is a bit more of a better, I don't know, like, you know, I don't know. I think Love in a Bottle is just a bit more of a better, so, and again, thinking about in the car, right? Like, I heard he fucked him with the chair. Like, I don't know. Like, you know what I mean? I think I'm more likely, if we did a repeat scenario of this, if that makes sense, to choose Love in a Bottle, even though Bad With Us might be equivalent depending on how I'm feeling that day.
Yes.
I think Bad With Us in this case, though, because Losing Streak, like, I'd fall asleep in the car. I'd be sleepy. It's such a nice song to, like, sing and, like, listen to, and I do like the style that they picked, but just... in terms of having a fun time, I have more of a fun time with Bad With Us. It has to be the reprise, though, because the reprise, for the same reason that you said, right? It's just there's more conflict in it. There's a bit more character in it, because Alistair has to be very
Alistair's like
subdued,
even the musical
right?
performance, like that version of like you ain't won.
Yeah, like
there's
the
a real
vocals.
rattle to it. The vocal performances are so good, whereas the original Don't You Forget is like. There's less drama to it, so they don't really push.
Right. Well, there is drama, but I think it's that Rosie can't
level.
Like, it's that. How do I explain this? It's that Alistair can't argue too much, so he has to be subdued. Yes. I think is the thing, right? Don't You Forget reprise. Sorry, Clean It Up. I don't listen to Clean It Up ever. Like, I just don't. It's not because it's bad or anything.
But she gets to clean it up.
I know, but like, here's my other thing, okay?
Asshole.
I like J-pop and stuff, right?
Sure.
So if I want to listen to a J-pop song, why would I pick the J-pop mimicry song from Hazbin Hotel over, like, Idol, or, like, you know what I'm saying, guy? Like, or, like, Mephisto, or, like, even, like, Uma Musume, you know, Hololive, right? Because I like this genre so much, I have better options for this genre, as opposed to... like Don't You Forget and stuff, where nobody makes music like this anymore. Like, they just don't. They don't be doing it. Like, they don't.
You can find
right?
it out there, but
obviously, but like brand new though. Like, yeah, like in a golden age musical maybe, but you know, new musicals don't really do this. Yeah. So I think that that's kind of why. That's my explanation there. Piss is just a better written song in my opinion. I know that that's not supposed to, but it does. Here's my thing. The songs being better written also ties heavily in my personal enjoyment to some degree, right? So like they are linked to each other even though we're trying to just do our favorites, and my favorite because it's so good. Clean It Up. I don't care for Speedrun. I would not choose to listen to Speedrun into Redemption in the car, like out of all of them or out of just this, like...
Oh, that's tricky.
My instinct is to go for Sarah's Confession, just because we can't keep saying that this song is good just because of Vox. I do like the beginning of Has Been Guaranteed, and like the part with Charlie, but like, sometimes I skip over the part with Charlie, and I just listen to the Vox part, whereas with Sarah, there's no skipping.
And then I play it back to the beginning of the Vox part.
Right,
and then I listen through, and then I play it back to the beginning.
And then I read my fan fiction, and then I play it back. Like,
and then I stare longingly at the television.
Great Gatsby, guys, here's the thing. Great Gatsby only has 3 songs, okay? 3 good songs, okay? New Money, the song about tea, and, the slow one. Like the I've done it all for her. The rest of the musical is not very good. I appreciate the thought. Like,
Did they
I
ever
know
release the one that had the musical?
competitor one
yeah,
from I don't know
by
if
Florence
they did.
Welch? Because I feel like that would be interesting.
But like, in terms of like the rest of the Gatsby musical is not good. I'm very sorry to report if this is your first time hearing it. I love New Money though. I was very surprised that New Money didn't get up there. So I think I have to make Sarah's Confession just because I'm like, Sarah's Confession, no skips, everything awesome. I try to do both parts at the same time, I fail, right? Has been guaranteed, I'm like, you know, I like how they come together at the end, but I do prefer the Vox part to the Charlie part. And like in some scenarios, I would only listen to the Vox part, so it has to be objectively Sarah's Confession. Okay. Anyway.
That was quick. Oh no. Gravity getting it.
Vox Populi, for
Yeah,
sure, for
it
sure.
has to be.
This is interesting, though. This is like a kind of, if we repeated this again, what do I think I'd be more likely to do? I think Love in a Bottle, just because it's a bit catchier to sing, because it's just Husk, as opposed to like this, like in the middle, there's the gravity part, right?
Yeah.
Like, I think when I think about the future is a bit more fun than Bad With Us, though, I will say that. Just because Bad With Us is also very short, and even though I have fun with, like, Vox doing his different stuff, that's more of a, again, how the song serves the story thing, which we'll talk about in our more, again, objective, quote-unquote, ranking, if you want to call it that.
I don't know, this feels pretty, like, knee-jerk and knee-jerk
I
yet
know what
objective.
you mean. No, this, I mean the other, when we do the other one later today. I don't know. This is a hard one because, like I said, the able parts in there, like, I don't know. Like, this is such a sort of like depending on what you're feeling kind of situation. Because again, like, I'm like, oh, we're in the car and we get to pick one more song. Am I gonna pick Hear My Hope? Like, I don't know. Hear My Hope is kind of like a snooze a little bit. Like, obviously in the show it's very emotionally impactful, but in terms of how much I listen, I probably listen to Bad With Us more, so I'm gonna pick that knowing my own habits recently. I'll pick Losing Streak over Hear My
I
Hope.
think that's the first time you've picked Losing Streak. Oh, this
It
is
has
tricky.
to be, don't you forget, Reaper. It was so up there.
Yeah.
And Sarah's Confession was in episode 3, so it had a chance to get on my music rap, and it didn't, so I think that that's very, like, indicative, right? Sarah's Confession.
Original, don't you forget.
I think that based off of my recollection of my listening habits, Don't You Forget got more plays, so I have to go with that. Now we're just getting into, like, but Vox is in it, kinda. Because I think, guys, like, I can't stress this enough. Piss is such a well-written song. Like, I think about it all the time. But, like, that, it's not about that. Once we get up there. Piss. I don't go out of my way to listen to Like You. I won't skip it if it plays, but I don't go out of my way to listen to either, really. But I'll pick Clean It Up, I think. Because I think Clean It Up, again, like, if you were like, Cal, pick between these two songs quickly, we're going into the tunnel, I would pick Clean It Up. Like You. Speedrun to Redemption. Okay, now here's where it's getting spicy.
Okay.
I would not listen to either of these songs of my own free will. But which am I more likely to skip in my personal listening? Because I have been listening to the soundtrack a lot lately. As soon as I hear Gravity, I skip it. Speedrun to Redemption, I let it go for a little before skipping it. If I, you know, feel so inclined, like.
Gravity definitely has.
I think Gravity's like better
catchier.
and more catchy. But I'm saying in my personal listening, Calxiyn listening hour, like I'm very quick to turn Gravity off and skip to the next song. For Speedrun to Redemption, I'll let it go for a little and then maybe I'll skip it. You know what I mean? So just based off of that alone, I feel like it has to be Speedrun to Redemption right now. You know, the one you'd make more effort to stop hearing as soon as you recognize. Exactly. Like,
yes.
as soon as Sarah's Confession is done and we start to go into Gravity, I'm like, nope, I don't want to listen to that. Whereas Speedrun to Redemption, sometimes I get, like, conned into listening to it, right? Because I think it's, what episode is Speedrun to Redemption in? Episode 3?
It's later on.
I think it's episode
4?
3, right?
4?
No, 4 is the one where Alistair sells his soul away, right?
Okay.
I think it's episode 2? No, it's
No,
3. It has to be 3.
It has to be 3.
What else was in episode 3? Do you guys know? Like You. I think it was Like You and Piss,
Yes.
maybe? And this song? No, I think Piss was in the other one with Sarah, wasn't it?
I could have sworn it was 4.
Anyway, I don't know what I would
3
be
people are
listening to
saying 3.
beforehand, but sometimes Speedrun to Redemption gets more playtime. I don't like Gravity.
Oh.
It has to be Don't You Forget reprise.
I have a feeling that's going to be number 1.
Probably, just because I know objectively that's the one that I've listened to the most this year. I will say, this is where it starts to get complicated, because in terms of what I choose to listen to, it would probably be Vox Populi, but I just really like Sarah's Confession, though, so this is kind of difficult. Here's what I will say, I'm not always a fan of the Lucifer part of this song, so I feel like based off of my own logic, right, where I said we can't keep doing things just because you're skipping to the good part, which is the Vox part, Sarah's Confession gets, again, no skips, right? So I feel like that Sarah's Confession should go first, at least, right? Because sometimes I skip over the Lucifer part, sorry. I know, it's fun, but like sometimes I don't want to hear the I'm so spooky, I'm the shit, like, or whatever he said. Like, I'm just like, okay. It's so good, it makes me feel insane. Exactly, Ed. I love how Cal and Professional Cal are fighting, kind of, right? Again, I think that Don't You Forget is just a bit more consistent than, like, because if you don't like Lucifer, you're screwed, right?
Yeah.
And it's not that I don't like him, it's just like, I don't know, like, but Vox has so much more of the song compared to just Lucifer. We're almost done, though, so I feel like Don't You Forget's gonna get pretty high anyway. I'm gonna go Populi, and then okay, yeah, if you're still here, that's exactly what I was gonna say.
We're just sorting. We're just trying to figure out where, like, Love in the Bottle.
Yeah,
and the
exactly.
algorithm is trying to figure out where Love in the Bottle goes.
Here's my thing. I've listened to Love in a Bottle 7 times today, so I don't know, like, it's been scratching a little itch in my brain. I'm gonna put Trust Us, but, like, that's like like, I don't know about that. Like, that's kind of a question mark. Once we get up there, Love in a Bottle. I don't know. I just don't go out of my way to listen to Piss that much, but I do really like it. Like, when I turn it on, like, if it comes on, I do listen
out of
to
the
the
context,
end of it.
I don't go out of my way to listen to Piss too often. I just imagine you have, like, your ear up to, like, a bathroom, listening the gentle trickle.
Oh my god,
of...
you're in town flashbacks. Okay, let's do what I think about the future. That's my instinct, Piss. Bad with
out
us.
of context,
Sorry!
just being like, Piss.
I don't like Clean It Up that much. Like, you know what I mean? I don't listen to Easy ever again. If it comes on, I skip it.
I feel like it's gonna be Clean It Up, Gravity, Easy.
I'll put Speedrun to Redemption there. Ugh.
Which should we prefer?
I think this is the one case where I think Gravity, I would, if you had a gun to my head and told me I had to pick either of the songs, I think I would pick Gravity. I think Easy's just, I don't know, it annoys me for some reason. There's something about it that bothers me.
Gravity stands out to me more, certainly.
Yeah, like, again, we're on the way home and Hunter's like, pick something, Cal, quickly. I would pick Gravity over Easy. I also think that vocally Gravity, because remember earlier when I said songs that I like to sing, I think Gravity's a more vocally impressive song, so I'm gonna give it to Gravity. Okay!
Here we go.
So let's go. I
wonder what obvious song is definitely okay. Easy, Gravity, Speed to Redemption.
That's how I thought it was gonna be, honestly. I thought Gravity might make it up here.
Like You, Clean It Up.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Hunter.
I love the dramatic difference between how high
I never go out of my way to listen to it. Like, I just
Clean It
don't.
Up and how low you have it.
But, I mean, it's still a good song. It's not like that these songs are bad. Right. Yeah, I don't know if I'd agree with where Live to Live ended up. I think Live to Live should be over here, my hope.
Mr. Leaf Canary makes a good point. Vaggy's singing voice is so different from the character voice.
That's true.
That, like, it is really jarring. It definitely takes you out of the moment.
Oh, I only have one of these in here and not the other one. That's sad. Hold on. Let me go back to my Fontaine, which has now been regulated to my Calxiyn Cares Too Much account because Fontaine fucked up my YouTube music rap. Okay, there you go. Okay. I think Live to Live should be above Hear My Hope. I'd switch those. I think I'd also put Brighter higher than Losing Streak. I'm not sure how that happened. I think once we start to get up here, I think this is okay. This makes sense to me. Like, this is what I expected. Don't you forget Reprise, Sarah. Yes. I think that this is, like, objectively right, but not, like, right, like, in terms of how good they are, like, in terms of me, and, like, what I'd be common to repeat if we did this again, like, in terms of repeatable answers, right? Vox Populi, Vox DI, don't you forget. I think that this is all fine. I think that all of this is fine. I think I would move some of the bottom around a bit. I think I would move, like I said, I think Brighter needs to switch with Losing Streak. Or not even switch, but go above. I think Live to Live should have been higher. I think Hear My Hope basically should have been 15, right? So there's a bit of a middle, which I'm like, I don't necessarily agree with that. I'm gonna zoom out so we can take a screenshot. There we go. Whee. But I do think that generally, this makes sense. Like, to me, this makes sense.
Yes.
Right? I think this is probably about what Hunter expected.
It's like the top is incredibly... I know
I didn't explain myself as much as Hunter, but I think you guys understand my motivations more than Hunter, so...
Vox? No Vox.
Yeah, like...
Vox? No Vox.
Oh my god.
A part of me thought Brighter would be higher for you.
I think...
because of the
Brighter's
Vox
a
bias.
sort of situational... Like, I do listen to it a lot, but I wouldn't start listening. I don't start a listening session with Brighter. I start around here and then we get to Brighter. So I think where it ended up is ultimately fair, even though on a different day, I feel like this middle section is a little suspicious. Like, this could, like, you know, on another day, these could all move around. I think, though, these ones are pretty accurate, I would say. So... we have been streaming for about an hour, which is how long I thought that it would take to do this. So I'm very happy with that. What we're going to do is I'm going to quickly run to the bathroom and therefore leave Hunter alone to talk about whatever you want, now. I suppose. And then we're going to do again, guys, quote-unquote objective ranking, right? But yeah, Brighter kind of does live or die by, like, the visuals of it, too, right? Otherwise, it's just kind of a fun, motivational, song, but, yeah, I don't know. Do you have any fun birthday stories that you can tell? Like, Calxiyn birthday stories that you can tell the chat? I don't know.
Oh, goodness.
Any fun Calxiyn trip, but make sure it's appropriate, and don't say anything that I wouldn't like it.
Okay, so you know she likes the song Piss, but did you know... I don't think she heard that. I don't know. It's like fun birthday facts. I don't think you've ever done anything terribly absurd for her birthday.
Oh yeah, don't you remember? Oh, I'm sorry. Don't you remember how we did the Calxiyn, like, trivia game? And Arnold and you were, like, crying. Like, that was so funny. I need to, like, find that VOD somewhere. That was, I think, the best thing we've ever done for my birthday. Hold on, I'll come back. That's, I think, the best thing we've ever done for my birthday was Hunter and Arnold had to fight in trivia and see who knew the right answers.
Do you remember who won?
I think you did.
Narrowly.
I think Arnold, like, narrowly lost.
There were some questions there where it's like, how the hell? I would love to see my goat beat linked. I don't know. Yeah, there was one where it was like, some stuff I knew, some things were just like, what was, how was the channel originally pronounced or enunciated? That was odd. It was Calxiyn. I remember that, just because I thought it was so strange. Regrettably, Arnold wasn't at the room at the time. It was a Discord call, I believe. Here's a fun, I guess, general fact about Cal. When we first met, we were in high school, and we first met because she wanted to talk to my friend that was sitting in the same table as I. And when she introduced herself in this loud cafeteria, I thought she said her name was Kat. She's like, yeah, my name's like Kat, but you can call me Cal. Or no, she said, yeah, my name's Kaylin. but I heard Catherine. And I'm like, just call me Cal. And I'm like, okay, I don't know how you get Cal from Catherine, but sure, I'll call you Cal. And I just called her Cal. And I think I was like telling people about like, yeah, I'm hanging out with a person. I think we're going to see a movie. It's like, oh, who is this person? Oh, Catherine. Not named Catherine. Not even remotely named Catherine. It was like a week or two before I realized my mistake. And I actually referred to her by the correct name. Which is a humorous thing to have happen to you early in a friendship.
There you go. I
thank
brought you
you.
some Smarties.
You do care.
Because I know that you like it. All right. Were you telling Catelyn is what you were?
Was it Catherine or was it Kaplan?
Your
That I
mom
thought
was
your name
saying
was-
Catelyn.
Yeah, that's because
which
I
might
thought...
have been responsible because of you. Like, you
Yeah,
know.
no, because I thought... Because when you first told me your name, it was in a loud cafeteria, so I thought you said Catlin. Just call me Cal. I'm like, how the fuck do you get Catlin from Cal? But then I learned it was Kaylin. I'm like, how the fuck do you get Cal from Kaylin either?
Yeah, somebody in the Discord called me Kate, and I was like, don't fucking call me that. You don't know what my name is. Like, you know, because they were trying to, like, you know, sort of... I don't know how to explain it, but, like... Oh, hi, Archie. Do you know when people are like, ha ha ha, I figured it out? Like, I guess what your name is as a YouTuber, right? And so they try to, like, give you a nickname or call you by your... And I'm like, no, it's not Caitlin. You're wrong. L/ratio. L/ratio.
Kitty is very loud outside.
Hi, Kitty.
Does Kitty also want Smarties?
He cannot have Smarties. He will die. I think. That's not good.
I don't care if I die. Give me that red 40. I will say that the Canadian Smart... I don't know, Americans...
Our Smarties
are-
are like colorless. Like, they're a little depressing looking. I'm not gonna lie to you.
It's nice. It's like, well, this yellow's nice.
Well, no, but like,
All
show
the-
them the brown, like the weird brown ones that are in there. Look at
Okay.
that.
So, I mean, they
I
look
guess,
brighter.
yeah, they look
in
brighter on the
thing.
monitor.
In person,
Archie,
they're a little like
do you
less
want some
dull,
treats?
a little duller.
Can you,
But they're also
grab
like
that?
natural dyes, right? So of course it's gonna be slightly.
Archie! Archie! Oh, hi! What's going on?
People regularly assume my legal name is not Hunter, even though it is. Ever
Archie?
since coming out as trans, I think people assume I pick it for myself. It's like, no, that's the original.
Can you put some on the cat tree? Sorry, I'm connected to the computer, so it's hard for me to get around. He can have like 4 of those, I think. Yeah, you can hide one if you want. Make him work for it. There you go.
Yeah.
Alright. And now you guys can see Archie. Archie time! No, Archie, they're over there, sweetie. They're over there. They're over there, look. Wow, you're such a smart kitty.
Not
See
quite.
how he looks in the cracks first? Kitty, no, it's not. Yeah, there
it is.
you go.
Oh,
Wow.
gotta get up there.
Wow, you're such a beautiful, so smart kitty. Oh, wow, you found the last one. Oh, Archie, you are so smart and handsome. So handsome. So handsome and so smart. Yeah, you came to say happy birthday to me, but like you came to say happy birthday in front of everybody. Oh, now you're leaving because you got what you wanted.
Made an appearance, you know.
Oh, man.
You know
That
who
was
the real
cute.
star of this
I thought
operation is?
Calxiyn was your real name, like how some people have unconventional. I have a story about that. Are you ready?
Mhm.
Okay. So, I don't know why this happened. Because I'm like, if someone genuinely had this question, why would they not go to the source and just ask me in the YouTube comments? But whatever, it probably wasn't genuine. Anyway, so here's my story. A while ago, maybe at the beginning of this year, okay? I see myself on the Tragedy subreddit, which is for people that their names are like a tragedy, right?
Where it's like how people were like spell Kaylee with an L.
Right, exactly.
Right?
And it was like, how to pronounce this. And some people were funny. I like Cal equals the YMX sin and like all those like math jokes people. That's okay. Like that's fine. But some people were like we call that bipolar disorder, or like just like saying like it was a mental health sort of thing, or like, oh, her mom wanted to be special, so they turned, it's still pronounced Caitlyn, but they turned the T on its side to make it into an X. My mom was gonna go start, like, she has a Reddit account. She was gonna go start fighting people, like, on Reddit. And I was like, you know what, Mom? I will descend onto Reddit like Glinda in the bubble and clear this up. Okay, that's not my name. It's a username. You're fucking stupid. I said in a nicer way. But there was someone that watched my YouTube videos on there that was like, that's not her name. It's from Kingdom Hearts. All of you guys are mean, and you're stupid.
Or like,
and so that guy, I don't know who that is. I don't know if they're here. I don't know if they still watch my videos, but that person replied to like every single person being rude and was just like, this is on you, you're an idiot. And I thought that they warmed my heart. It did warm my, but I'm like, if you genuinely, here's my thing, right? If you genuinely wanted to know how to pronounce my name, would you not just ask in the YouTube comments? That's what I think is like a little suspicious about that entire situation, because I'm like, that doesn't make sense. Why wouldn't you ask me? I could tell you. And also at the beginning of all my videos, I go like, hey everybody, it's Calxiyn cares too much. Like, you know, right? So I'm like, wouldn't you hear it? Like, how far did you get? I don't remember what video it was. I think it was my video about Wicked or something. And I was like, wouldn't you just ask?
Yeah,
So please don't put Calxiyn. Please do not put, they put my sign up on the subreddit too. And so people were trying to figure out what the letters were. Sorry, Hunter, can you reach back here? I can't see my water bottle. I have like no peripheral vision.
I don't know if you could count this as a water so much as a water thermos.
Right.
It's the size of your sternum.
But yeah, and so I left a very nice reply on the subreddit, but in my heart, I was like, you're stupid.
I saw a thing recently where, like, some of the kids, Game of Thrones premiered long enough ago that some of the kids whose parents named them, like, Khaleesi or Daenerys are being, like, are going online and being like, yeah, I have a stupid name, I want to change it.
Well, you can just go by Cal, right? So that's kind of nice. Right? Like Megatron, short for Megatron. But I get it. I do understand, right? The poor Khaleesi kids and all that stuff. But I will never forget that as long as I live, because I'm like, what? Are you putting Markiplier on the Tragic A subreddit? That's not his name either, right? And so yeah, my name is Caitlyn, if anyone was wondering. Not Caitlyn, and if you call me Caitlyn, I'll fight you in the back of the parking lot, because oopsie. Because I don't like being called Caitlyn either. But then usually I don't say anything when people do it because I'm too nice. Okay, I don't like that we can see that ad right there, so I'm gonna try to zoom in and see if we can get rid of it. There we go.
I love how there's a nifty.
Yeah, so I kind of filled this out beforehand.
Okay. So these are all, even the songs from the first season.
So this is where, guys, today, we are getting to the part 2 of our beautiful birthday stream. And I'm trying my best to hide the ads, but if you guys see an ad, that is not, like, sponsored by like, we do not support the free advertising of U Ottawa, which I'm not sure what U Ottawa is. I'm assuming that's, like, UOIT, like...
A university, presumably, in Ottawa that I've never heard of.
But yeah, yeah, so we do not support the ads if you guys see any ads popping up. But, it's all of the songs, okay? And I kind of can't see, so, you might have to grab that so Archie doesn't, was it only one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
A little kitty death.
Yes. Okay. So here, this is the one where we are going to try to be, again, there's no such thing as objective, but it's just that there's like, I feel like that we have reasons for saying the things we do. I have expressed those reasons in past videos, but if you guys need to hear it again, I would say that with how we rank songs on this channel, the 4 core elements are the composition, the lyricism, the characterization, and then the oomph, which is sometimes the characterization, but not all the time. And also in characterization, I would lump in storytelling and, like, stakes. Like, does this song have high stakes? Does it feel like it was actually important for the story? I am not in control of what is on this list. And I'm kind of blind. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Okay, so yeah. I have put some things on the list already in order to guide us towards, like, what we're supposed to be doing here. Welcome to Heaven sucks. It fucking sucks. I hate St. Peter. It should have just been Emily and Charlie, and it would have been so much nicer, but instead they had to fuck it up. It doesn't really tell us anything about Heaven that we don't already know. The composition is just very meh, and there's some, like, chanting behind when Emily sings her part, like some nice little church choir, but it's just a hot mess. More than anything, Reprise, pointless. They just didn't want to write another song. Anyway, and then we have cleaned it up for Nifty because I can't judge all of the lyrics because some of them are in Japanese.
So they're in the Nifty.
So Nifty is over there.
Nifty deserves
Because Nifty is better than having songwriting problems, but she may not be better than, like, great for the story and having the oomph. Can you read what that is?
What, that one?
Yeah.
Always Chasing Rainbows. From the
okay.
pilot.
I don't know if we should do those because do you remember
Yeah, those songs. I remember those songs better than I remember the actual, like,
really?
season 2 songs.
Okay.
Honestly, because I have not re-listened to those season 2 songs at all.
Oh, the season 1 songs.
Season 1 songs.
Oh wait,
sorry.
they're in order, I think.
Yeah.
Except what's that? Addict? That's the point.
Yeah, that's Addict,
okay.
which is.
Why don't we leave those for later, maybe?
Okay.
And just start with the other ones first. Okay.
When we rewatched the pilot, I didn't really enjoy that version of Always Chasing Rainbows. I think I had been listening to
a cover or something
that was better.
Oh, okay.
Which is unfortunate.
So, Happy Day in Hell. I'm gonna make my argument, and then Hunter's, like, gonna fight me, maybe, if she wants to, or if she agrees, then there's no fighting.
My feelings are not terribly strong for the first season.
Right.
Songs.
So there might not be as much fighting. Here's my thing about Happy Day in Hell. The composition has the reactive elements that I look for sometimes.
You want to fight?
It does have, like, it's not terrible, like, structurally. It's not that bad. Here's my problem with Happy Day in Hell. The ensemble and Charlie in terms of the idea of the oomph. Right? Because first of all, the ensemble's not singing about the exterminations. They're singing about random bullshit, which is a real stain on, like, the idea of, like, oh, Charlie's supposed to be saving these people, and they're complaining about getting barbed wire shoved in their holes, which is not the genocide, and so that's just, you know, the joke lyrics are kind of stupid for that reason, right? I know that they wanted the contrast of, like, Charlie thinks that this place is nice, but then there's these people doing degenerate things, but you could have kept that in the visuals and then had the lyrics be a bit more focused on, like, the angels and what they just went through and whatever, but my biggest problem with Happy Day in Hell is that all this time, I'm waiting for, and if I can make the hotel work, I can reunite my family, because Lilith's not wrong and Lucifer's not wrong, Everyone's right. So in terms of it having, like, the oomph, I don't think this song has the oomph, because that's the core of Charlie's motivation, and she doesn't say that to anyone until season 2. Until Easy, right before Easy. She says, like, maybe my parents will come back, or whatever, right, to Vaggie, and that's not even in song. So that's why I want to put Happy Day in Hell into problems. Like, it's mostly enjoyable, but then I always get mad when I realize that she's not gonna talk about it, because that's the thing. Characters are not, and even human beings, we are not entirely, like, selfless people, right? Like, even though, obviously, we care about each other, right? There's always gonna be an element of, like, I don't know how to explain this. Like, not what's in it for us, but, like, if I see Hunter crying, I don't want Hunter to cry because I love Hunter and she's my friend. But also, right, in our survival instincts, we don't want to see someone crying because, like, we're like, oh my god, what's wrong, right? So even though I do think, like, people have the capacity to be good people, there's always, at least, even if it's subconscious, right, we have a sort of, like, in the background, our biological instincts of, like, well, we try to resolve, like, conflicts and stuff for our own benefit as well, because we don't want, like, you know, in the herd or whatever, in the tribe, we don't want to see the conflict, right? So that's always what I think about, especially with characters, because obviously human beings have, like, biology and psychology and whatever, and characters aren't real, so it's a bit different, but, like, characters, nobody wants to see a character save the world just because they're good and they're nice. The character's saving the world because of the dreams that they still have in that world. So that's my problem with Happy Day in Hell, is that they don't talk about that at all. Like, they don't talk about what's in it for Charlie, you know? Right? I know that she cares about people, and I know that she's doing this altruistically, mostly, but at the same time, she's the daughter of Lucifer. She's the embodiment of pride. We see that so much in season 2, right? And so, like, yeah, it is to prove her parents kind of that, like, each other was right. Like, she has something to prove. She has a personal motivation, and I don't get that, right?
Yeah, that's true. It's also kind of...
Beautiful from Heather's? Kinda. Yeah, like, that's kinda... Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, she's dancing.
Could be beautiful. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. It's like, oh, this could be better.
Right.
But here's all the ways it's crap. That's an apt comparison.
Yeah. Does not do a good job to show why the sinners deserve redemption. Exactly. And that's what I said also in my video. But yeah, exactly. And then season 2 motivation's almost not a retcon. It's not a retcon, but it's like, oh wow, Charlie, you've been feeling this way the entire time, and you didn't want to mention that. Like, you didn't think that that was worth mentioning earlier. But do you think it doesn't deserve to be in here?
Songwriting problems, missing oomph. Most of the song is good. Yeah, that's I think about accurate. I think it's one of the better.
Yeah. Mostly,
those songs?
I think that where you'll probably interject is what goes over the other, because I'm really bad at that, so I think Hunter's a good arbiter.
I think it's better than I think a lot of the other songs that are gonna end up there.
Right. Okay, so that's Hell is Forever. I'm gonna put this in good for the story. You know, Adam is kind of annoying to listen to.
Does it have
because it's the Beetlejuice.
What's the oomph?
Here's my argument for the oomph,
Yes.
right? When all is said and done, it is a matter of fun. So it's not like it's not just about our divine ordainment. For us, exterminations are entertainment. So that's the oomph for me. That Adam's admitting.
Do you also,
right?
you know who else is entertained by extermination?
I don't know.
Nifty.
Oh, because we're cleaning it up.
I think that goes in the Nifty.
Oh man. Okay, well that's my argument, because we get the reveal about Adam that it's not just that he's pious and whatever,
Yeah.
he's upholding the law, he has a personal vested interest. So even though I don't go back and listen to it, I feel like that Hell is Forever has that strong, like, the oomph, right? And like there's some instrumental and like lyric stuff that's kind of like suspicious, but I think the oomph outweighs it. New sub, hello. The swearing is annoying, but it is a bop. Okay, so you guys seem to be on kind of the same page with where we're putting that. Yeah, and for those of us with divine ordainment, extermination is entertainment, and that's such a nice extermination, entertainment, ordainment. Like, I just love how all of that happens. So no objections? You think that's good for now?
No objections.
Okay.
Other than I think it's more of a Nifty than anything. I know that's not the point of the Nifty.
Calxiyn, you sound like Charlie sometimes.
It feels like a Nifty.
Sometimes I can sound evil. Okay. Stayed Gone, I'm gonna stick that in the problems.
Yeah. Yeah.
We have a Stayed Gone video.
Stayed Gone.
Compositionally, it's mostly okay, though I will in hindsight wonder why they didn't do a lot to differentiate Vox's part from Alistair, because now Vox has like this 80s sort of techno sound, so I think and there's some lyrics in this song I don't like, and the structure is fucked up, and we also have Brand New Dawn instead of Brand New Mafia Dawn, and it's like, dawns are not brand new, there is no brand new dawn, right? You can have a brand new day is dawning, you can't have a brand new dawn, it needs to be Brand New Mafia Dawn, right? So I've warmed up to it because of the Vox and Alistair stuff, but I do think, you know what I would argue about what it's missing? Like, if we put lyrics aside and all of that stuff, because some of you guys may disagree and think that, like, your medium is getting bloody rare is fine, even though that meat doesn't get bloody rare.
Yeah,
it
that's
is rare,
stupid.
it isn't rare, okay?
Because, like, you can't go from medium to rare. You can go to rare
That's
to
what
medium.
I said in my video,
So
and
it's like,
people said
the
I was
metaphor
crazy.
doesn't work. That's not, these people don't know how to cook.
Right.
They don't know what's going on.
Here's my argument about Stayed Gone now, right? In sort of in hindsight, but even back then, I was feeling this too. in terms of the Disney villain Bible, every scene, but also overarching, but like every scene, and this kind of applies to like theater, every scene is an argument or a conversation. If there is always a victim and a villain, right? Who is the victim and who is the villain in this song? Not like who's more bad, right? That's not what I'm asking, because as we know, like, the villain Bible says that in Alice in Wonderland, every character's the villain because they give Alice bad advice no matter how bad, right? The Cheshire Cat and all that stuff, he's not that bad of a guy, right? But they say, like, they just lump all of them in there. So who is the victim and who is the villain in this song?
It's just like, it's a dick measuring contest. There
Well,
really isn't so much
So that's
of a...
the thing, right? So I think that the problem with Stayed Gone is that if it's about Vox being defeated by Alistair, Vox is just too pathetic for us to believe that Vox is a threat, right? So you don't get the idea of stakes, you know? You don't get the idea of stakes there. And people would tell me that
they don't get the idea of stakes because they think you can go from medium to fucking rare.
Right, exactly. But, if it's the other way, that Vox is Alistair's victim, right? Alistair beats him up and, like, it doesn't really matter. Like, it doesn't really matter. Like, in terms of, like, we don't really feel bad for Vox because
and, like,
Alistair's our more point of view character.
Introduces Vox as a villain, and then it almost kind of feels like the gravity of that season, where it's like, hey, look at this person, they're gonna do scary stuff, and then they don't really do scary stuff for the rest of the season, right? With Vox.
Right.
So in the same way that, like, Gravity introduced Loot, and then Loot didn't really do very much.
And that's true. That at the end, Alistair's like, ooh, this is gonna be fun. And I'm like, wait a minute. You just had your fun.
Yeah.
Right? That was your fun right there. Like,
We
it's
don't-
making it sound like he's gonna have more fun with Vox, and then he doesn't.
It doesn't until the next season. Like, is this just a thing that they're doing with the show, where they, like, have a song, one of the bigger songs, act as, like, a tease?
Maybe.
For the
I
next
just think
season?
what they could have done was they could have victimized Alistair more so we would care about him fighting back. Or if we are supposed to sympathize with Vox, they would have to just do a little more for me, right? So I think that, like, this is just missing something. I don't know what I had rewrite ideas back then before we knew Alistair and Vox's backstory, right? I don't know what I would do now, but I feel like that, like, and you guys are right, it does establish their relationship, like, their enemy-ness, but I feel like that you can't just have a song exist in stasis. It needs to go somewhere. So, like, okay, this is kind of crazy, but what they could have done, right, was that Vox is, like, excited that Alistair's back, right? And is, like, at first, privately to himself, wants to reconnect with Alistair, and then Alistair rejects him, which leads into Vox going crazy. That would have had an arc. Do you know what I mean? Like, that would have had more of an arc of, like, oh, but it's been 7 years, so maybe he's changed. Maybe this time he'll want me as a partner. I still don't want you. Then we get into the Stayed Gone because now they're arguing, right? Like, oh, I'll show you. Like, if you know, after 7 years, you're still gonna deny me, right? Then we get to Stayed Gone. Because I feel like that's what it needs, is a bit more, like, almost vulnerability or, like, intimacy, right? And, like, for Vox, like, all of this time, right? Alistair was gone for 7 years. And knowing how much Vox was obsessed with him, like, this is almost written as if they didn't know what the backstory was. Because you're telling me that Vox just sat around for 7 years and wasn't at all curious about what happened to Alistair? That's just
knowing
not,
what we
he's
know
so
now,
in love with him. Like, it's so weird, right?
Knowing
like,
what we know about the writing of the series, there's a distinct possibility they had no clue what these guys' relationships were supposed to be.
That might be fair.
Other than one's television man,
Cal,
one's radio
right.
man.
Thank you. But yeah, that's kind of my problem with, like, where's the oomph? There's no oomph in this song. And even if we ignore some of the lyrics, there's just no oomph. Because I would have liked a little bit of desperate, like a little bit of like, ooh, Alistair's back, maybe now. Even if it's like, if Vox isn't like, I I'm in love with you. It could have been like, ooh, he's weak. Maybe now he'll have to agree with a partnership because he's weak after these 7 years, right? He needs my territory. He's been out of the Overlord game. Like, it could have even been like that. So you have the private rejection first, and then you have the public slandering. And then it actually matters if the public slandering happened, right? Here's another thing that I was thinking about, okay? Here's another thing that I was thinking about the other day, okay? Vox doesn't go to the Overlord meeting and sends Velvet, which happens after this episode, okay? Why did he do that, right? Is it because he didn't want to see Alistair? He wasn't ready yet, you know? He was like, oh, I can't let Alistair see me like this, right? Was it embarrassing, or was it like almost the other way? I'm gonna leave Alistair wanting more. I want him to wonder where I am. We never get an answer about why Vox doesn't go to the Overlord meeting other than he sends Velvet, and that's the first one that she goes to for some reason. And then Vox says that Velvet fucked it up, so it's a little confusing. Like, it's a little confusing. Why didn't he go? Not confusing, but I would have loved an answer about that. But yeah, so that's where I would put it. Starts with sorry. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I feel like starts with sorry has gotten a redemption because of how they used it
Yeah, I was
later.
about to say that in the original it's okay, but because it's been used so effectively as a motif.
Like, before I would have put this in the nifty
I'd put
tier.
it very good.
But now I'd put it in very good.
Yeah.
I don't think that there's too many structural problems from my recollection. Obviously,
My memory
it's
of
been a
it is
while,
not
so
strong.
I don't know about all that. But I think that, like, the way that it is planted now to be a strong part of the themes later on, I think it's, like, a very important.
I love the idea of putting it with Nifty as, like, throwing it to the lion.
I mean, we could just say, you know, but I think before it would have gotten nifty of, like, this is a very situational type song, right? Okay, respectless? Inexcusable problems.
Yeah.
In respectless,
About right.
I think. Did I have it there last week, or did I? Well, you know what?
Well, you have a part of it that says Camilla's part of Respectless should be here, too.
Oh, okay,
so...
no, I think it was up here, sorry. There's inexcusable problems with Carmilla. I think I had settled on this being fine, because it does progress the plot along, technically, right? You have Velvet presenting the angel, but, like, just barely. This needs to be at the bottom,
yes.
I think is where it was. Sorry, I got confused for a second. Whatever, to inexcusable problems. Inexcusable problems. Just... Okay, here's what oh yes, I wanted to make a YouTube short about this. Hold on, guys, we're clip farming. Hold on, let me switch to my Fontaine music. Can I have my stick, Hunter?
Yes, you may.
Thank you. So I am working on a video about how good Season 2's songs are in Hazbin Hotel. Like, Hazbin Hotel's musical redemption, right? Very positive video. However, I was writing the script, and I feel the need to revisit how fucked up Whatever It Takes is, okay? I have a whole video about it. Lyric problems, structure problems, other problems. But you know what is so egregious? I basically, like, my conceit was, you know, throw the lyrics and the compositional problems aside, whatever. Like, the fact that it sounds like, you know, a sort of menu track in a Hannah Montana PS2 game, fine. Throw it aside, that's okay. Here's my thing, okay, is that it had no oomph, right, in terms of revealing something about the characters. We already fucking knew this about Carmilla. She didn't need a whole song about it. And with Vaggie, we don't get any reveal because they're hiding the fact that she's an angel, even though it's stupid, right? Now, here's the thing that I was thinking about the other day as I was writing my script, and I recoiled in horror because why the fuck does Carmilla not sing I lost my husband already, I won't lose them too! Because we see in Season 2 that she has wedding rings on her table, and you're telling me that they couldn't put anywhere. I already lost somebody because, and we don't know why, but it could have been, I was too involved before. Maybe they were fighting against the angels before, and he died during that. Who knows, right? And so now it could be like, this is why I need to, like, stay in the shadows, because we were already at the forefront of the fight maybe 7 years ago when Lilith had the uprising or whatever, I don't know. Like, the extermination directly after the Lilith uprising, whatever, right? And, like, I lost him that time. Like, I lost him. So I'm not gonna lose my daughter. I was freaking out. I literally jumped out of the chair. And I was like, why the fuck would they not talk about Carmilla's dead husband? And so now Whatever It Takes, like, I feel like I wish I could remake
probably
basic
didn't
thing to
know.
do.
They had 8 weeks to do this.
I know, and it's not the
They had-
songwriter. I want to be clear. It's not the songwriter's fault because they can only work with the information they have. But the fact that they either were not given that information or that this information didn't exist yet is crazy.
Their whole summer vacation writing these songs. They just didn't have the space, and they probably weren't told. They're
so
probably
it's not the
kicking
songwriter's
themselves.
fault, right? I will say that, like, you know, stay off my goat, Sam Half. He did nothing wrong. It's not his fault. Or hop off my goat, I should say. Right? Hop off my goat, Sam Half. He did nothing wrong. Okay? But, like, that's the thing. We don't care about, like, you had to cross that line and keep this. We don't care about any of that. Also, the other problem with whatever it takes is that Carmilla's like, I'm gonna cross the line. I'm gonna do whatever it takes, right? And then she doesn't say what whatever it takes is. She's not like, and if Charlie comes sniffing around here, I'm gonna go kill her, right? She doesn't have any of that. She just says, I'm gonna do whatever it takes. And it just, the status quo of shutting up. That's what you've been doing the whole time, Bestie. You're not doing whatever it takes. You're doing the same thing that you've been doing, like, for weeks or months or whatever. And so I'm just like, it makes me crazy. It makes me crazy to think about Carmilla's dead husband and the fact that whatever it takes and it was, it just makes me nuts. Like, why? Why? And I was gonna record a YouTube short at like it was like 9 o'clock at night in my like little hair thing that I wear in my bonnet, and I would like when I was scripting, and I jumped out of the couch, but I decided to say
when the rollers in your hair were digging in your scalp and giving you nightmares about Camilla's husband.
But I'm just like, Carmilla's husband, it was right there. Like, we don't need to hear, like, when that thing attacked, I had to act and cross that line. We don't need any of that. I've already lost so much, and I can't afford to lose them, too. That's what we need, Bestie. Oh, man, it's crazy. Like, what the fuck? Why? So yeah, whatever it takes has a big thesis problem of, like, there is no explanation on whatever it takes either. Like, when we hear whatever it takes, we're assuming we're going to go, I will lie, I will cheat, I will hunt you down, and then hit delete. Like, I'm going to Zestial because you found out I have to kill you, right? Obviously, she wouldn't do that because she trusts Zestial, but that's the idea. My rewrite idea for whatever it takes is to have Alistair there, right? Because then it becomes a let's make a deal song, right? And that could parallel when Vox makes a deal with Carmilla later. We don't need you, Zestial. We don't need you in this scene. So that's man, I don't understand. It makes me so angry. So yeah, that's it. I'm gonna put Poison as a high missing the oomph.
I honestly, this is just me. I really don't like Poison very much.
Right.
I think that Angel Dust's character voice is just, it's like Mark Hoppus in Blink-182. Like, you'll be, I don't know if you're familiar with the song I Miss You. There's a song I Miss You. It's like a pop punk song, and it starts off and has the one guy from Blink-182 that can actually sing okay singing, and it's pretty normal. It's like, oh god, and we live like Jack and Sally if you want, and you can always find me. And it's just sort of nice and sweet and in the pocket. And then Mark Hoppus comes in, and then he goes, "Where are you?" And I'm so sorry.
It's a hard knock life for us.
It's like a Canadian and someone from Milwaukee had a child that could only speak through their nose. No tongue action, mouth action whatsoever. Every noise out the nose.
Right.
And it's like, that's not as bad, but I feel similarly about Angel Dust.
So here's the thing. When I judge songs on the channel, I don't usually judge the performers because the performers are independent of the song as it was written.
Sure,
most of
but
the time.
Still.
However, I will let you have your piece because it's not like you want me to put it lower, I don't think, even with that
I feel like, not forgot, I think there should be because it's like, it communicates the story. Maybe.
I think I would put it maybe like that, if anything.
I would put it, I think it's about, for me, it's like,
put it at the bottom.
Yeah, respectless, honestly.
Here's my thing, okay, about Poison, right? And I know that some people will argue with me and tell me, like, that, oh, but Cal, this was the point. we do not like pitiful characters in musical theater. I think in anything, but like in musical theater particularly. We do not want to see someone wallow. We want to see the person struggle, and then they go and like, this is the dream that I would have if I was allowed to dream, right? And so people argued with me a little bit, not like in a mean way, but in the comments of like, but that's the point. Angel can't dream. He doesn't have a dream. But there's a difference between not believing your dream will ever come true and not having one. We all have dreams. At least I think, you know, human beings are complicated, but characters always have a super objective and they always have a dream. We know the dream. I love pitiful characters.
I want my soaking wet meow meows.
There's a difference between pitiful and pathetic. Like, you know, I get it. I get what you're saying,
Pitiful and
Trixie.
pathetic?
There's a difference.
The same
No.
word.
But I'm saying in the context of like a musical song, like someone like Seymour, for example, who's a little nerd and like he gets shoved in a locker and he's sort of like a little like, I don't know, right? But that would get old after a while, especially for a 2-hour musical if they stayed pathetic and pitiful. Like the thing we like about Seymour is at least he wants more than what he has, even though he's kind of pathetic. Right? And so there's a pitiful is like, we feel bad for you, but you have no other redeeming qualities in terms of why we should root for you. We feel bad because obviously no one deserves to be in that situation, but are we rooting for you to get out? My problem is that obviously I don't want Angel to be in this situation anymore, but I have a hard time rooting for him because I don't actually know what he wants, right? And I feel like that's kind of a problem, like that's kind of a constant problem with Angel as a character, because I think it would be easy for him to want something, even if he can't have it. You know what I mean? But yeah, I agree with you, Shock. It's not a pull yourself up from your bootstraps kind of thing. Rather, think about Audrey from Little Shop of Horrors, right? Mm-hmm. She says, you know, I'm dating this abusive asshole, but if there was a world where I wasn't, this is what my life would be, right? And then she starts to talk about like the house and the white picket fence and like all of that sort of stuff. The reason why Little Shop has a deleted song that is kind of bad is because it's just Audrey singing about, oh gosh, what's the dentist's name? I don't remember.
I'll be a dentist.
Right, the dentist beating her, which is not, right? That's a very different tone. And she's like...
Than the other dentist song.
Than the song that she ultimately got, right? So my problem with Poison is that, like, what is Angel's endgame? If every character has a super objective that regardless of where they are in life, they work towards that objective, like, where are we going? Right? Like, where are we going? What does he want? And so I feel like it would have been really easy in Poison to just give a little thing of like, and I know I'll never escape, but if I could, I just want to tell my sister I love her. Whatever, right? Yeah. Make up your own, choose your own adventure, but just a little bridge of like, and I fucked up my life so bad that now I can't see my sister. Obviously, we don't know what relationship they have, but that's just, because we know so little about Angel, that's like the only thing I can think of, because they have Molly. Molly is haunting the narrative, right, in the background all the time. She's like there lurking, right? You see her in the heaven shots, but then you don't like hear Angel talk about her. Maybe their relationship's bad, but even that you could be like, and I wish I could like make amends with my sister, right? I wish it ended differently. Even if we don't get the full backstory and we just get like a something to allude to, right? And so I feel like that, like it could just be a little like crumb of like, and if I wasn't in this situation, if I hadn't made the choices I made in life, if I wasn't stuck with Valentino, all of that sort of stuff, yeah. And so
but
I wish
still,
I had something to live
have
for
you
tomorrow,
considered,
right? Like, yeah, Sean,
where
like,
are you? Like, it's just,
like,
I
that feels like it should have gone somewhere a bit more, right? That we should have dug into that little bridge,
I think
right? The vulnerable part, because I'm losing the vulnerability, which I know that Poison's a performance, but like, it kind of sucks. Like, it kind of sucks
just like,
for
it's
me.
trying to emulate like an upbeat kind of clubby pop song, but it doesn't do a very good job of it, I think. Like what Gravity was to like rock.
Right.
Like Poison was to pop, I feel. Like a sort of less interesting
And there are some interesting
of it.
compositional choices, but it's nothing crazy.
Yeah.
It's nothing crazy. And I just feel like that's the problem. For me, that's the problem. Like if we ignore sort of the style, right, of like the song and that sort of stuff, like that's where I'm missing the oomph. It doesn't need to be a big oomph. We don't need a Little Mermaid sort of like slow little ballad. I just want a little bridge. And not enough songs have a little bridge anymore, right? Even like pop songs don't have little bridges, right? And so that's the other thing about Poison too, is I don't feel like it actually moves the narrative along. At least with Brighter, you saw Vox's backstory, but imagine if Brighter was just Vox singing and dancing. That's how I feel about, Poison, right? Because we already know all this. The audience knows all this. There's nothing that the song provides that isn't in the script other than sitting in that feeling, which I don't think is that valuable. I already have sat in that feeling. I've watched Angel get hit and abused and at his workplace, all like, you know,
it becomes kind of gratuitous after a while. And
or like
tasteless.
Repetitive almost.
Yeah.
A video about how to write a good bridge. I haven't. I would say that, like, obviously it depends on what you're doing, but the bridge is usually where the oomph is, right? So
the oomph is stored in the bridge.
Yes, for the sake of, you know, the stream and whatever, I'll explain this a bit better. I am planning to talk about this, though, in that Hazbin video, if it ever gets out of scripting hell. It's bad. Okay, so for what I would categorize as the oomph, okay? Here's some different examples. This peasant's son won't turn and run because some reckless royal chose another beau. So that's Preminger. We find out, oh, he's the son of a peasant. That kind of changes everything. He's not just some rich guy who wants to get richer. He struggled, he clawed, he desperationed, right? And so in that sense, he's the underdog. He's not pathetic because he's still trying, but he's like, he has the underdog juice now. He's not just this rich kind of, you know, obviously he's a selfish person, but there's a kind of like, oh, shit, like, you were oppressed, all right? And so there's something like that. And that's new information that we find out, and it recontextualizes the song and then after. For the Little Mermaid, oh gosh, hold on, let me think. Betcha on land they'd understand, bet they don't reprimand their daughters. Bright young women, sick of swimming, ready to stand, and ready to know what the people know. So that's like the turning point. It's like Ariel doesn't just want to be there a little bit. She's ready. She's ready for her independence, right? She realizes that she'll never be understood down here. Her father will never understand her. Only they can understand. So it's not like, I want to go to the human world, right? It's like, I'm ready. I'm ready to stand. I'm ready to stand on my own 2 feet. I'm ready to have that sort of, you know how we say, oh, Little Red Riding Hood, you go into the woods and you come out a woman. Like, that's kind of this moment for Ariel. She's not a child anymore. She wants to be a woman. Right? Right? She wants to be her own independent adult, right? Quasimodo, I would say, at least I would argue, I don't know if other people would disagree, every day they shout and scold and go about their lives, heedless of the gift it is to be them, because Quasimodo, it's not, again, I want to go outside, right? It's those people don't appreciate what they have, and I'm kind of low-key judging. I'm a little, I'm judging, okay? Right? Like, you know, from up here, kind of like how God is looking down on us, I'm looking down on you, and you're not appreciating the gift of life, right? So I would say that that's the turning point. In Barbie Princess and the Pauper, when they, go, I could take flight, but would it be right? My conscience tells me stay. That's them making the decision. So I would say that the oomph and the turning point are usually the same thing. They aren't always, but they usually are. It's usually in the bridge. Not always, but it typically is, right? And so when I say that something is missing an oomph, I'm saying that it's missing, again, Happy Day in Hell, it's this will fix my family. That's like the underlying reason why I'm doing this. Then for Poison, it's like, and if I didn't fuck up, this is what I would want. That's why I said Adam has the oomph with, I find this entertaining and delightful, because Sarah would never sing that. That's unique to Adam's character. And I will turn the music back on. Will no one ever write a song that reaches out there level for a soprano? I mean, I sing out there in auditions sometimes. I couldn't do it right now because we've been talking for like 2 hours, but I don't know, maybe the VTuber song, right? You guys will, when you listen to it, you'll like it, because it kind of does, I gave the composer a note, like, I want this to be like the end of Out There. Oh, I can't hear anything. That's not good. Oh, there we go. It's coming along really nicely. The composer and I had a bit of a miscommunication, which meant I wasn't doing anything all month, and neither was he. Nobody was working, but he sent me something back, and I got goosebumps, because it was just so, and there's a part that sounds like the opening of Wicked, the part that represents the flying. It's so good. It's so good. Loser Baby. I'm gonna put that up here for now. Obviously,
that's valid.
We have
That's
to.
probably
go
the
through
only
season
song
2.
in that
No, it is. Like, it
season
absolutely is.
that deserves to be up on that highest level. It's the best one they made.
Yes.
It has the oomph.
Hell's Greatest Dad. I'm gonna put.
It has the
like,
Mimsy part, right?
Yeah.
The Mimsy really, it was like struggling beforehand, and then the Mimsy comes in, and it's just a wrench in the wheels.
Here's my problems with Hell's Greatest Dad. I listened to it recently for that video that I mentioned, right? And when Alistair's part starts, you can't tell it's him. It sounds exactly like a copy and paste of Lucifer's part, and I was like, what? Because, like, other times, you know, they do have Alistair's instrumentation in that song when they're one of them has the fiddle and then one of them has the piano. So that was a good way to characterize their sound. But at the beginning of the song, they don't do that. And I don't know why. It's very strange. I don't know why, and it makes me mad. Here's my other thing. This song is pointless. The song doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter at all. It's not like the consequences of this is that Lucifer's like, fine, you're on your own then, I'm leaving. Or like, Alistair's like, I won't take this disrespect, I'm leaving. They just stop fighting. This argument, I feel like, has even less of a purpose than stayed gone. Obviously, they have beef for some reason. Like, I think that Alistair just kind of inherently hates Lucifer, because Lucifer's this kind of, like, Lucifer's a very powerful character that doesn't use his power. I could see that really bothering Alistair, but it's like missing reasons, and missing oomph, and missing composition. And some of the lyrics are good, but at the same time, they try so hard to make Lucifer into, like, Aladdin. That's what they wanted, right? They wanted, like, a little more baklava. Like, they wanted that sort of thing. Right, like, that's a line in Friend Like Me. But I'm saying, like, they wanted that vibe, but they didn't earn that vibe. Like, they didn't earn the vibe.
It doesn't quite, you're right. It doesn't quite, because, like, in that sense, they are both competing to be the genie to Charlie's Aladdin.
And, like, okay, here's the other thing.
Wow, when you compare that, it puts stark contrast with how it doesn't quite make it.
At the end of the episode, Lucifer's like, okay, I'll get you an audience with heaven, right? And so, Alistair can't do that. So even in a fight, Alistair's gonna lose because Lucifer's the only person that can grant Charlie's wish, right? It'd be like if you had a genie, and then you had Beetlejuice. Aladdin doesn't need Beetlejuice, right?
Yeah,
Aladdin needs the genie. And so, like, I think that the rivalry is strange. I think it makes sense. Why don't you rank the pilot songs? We're gonna do that at the end just because I'm not sure. I feel like that they kind of need their own, you guys will understand, because they're not canon anymore. So how they push the story forward is that they don't. And so I feel like we have to address that at the end of the stream. But yeah, like.
I feel like, you know, it's one of those things where when there's such an obvious
and then
issue with a song or something in general, like you want to be like, oh, let's just remove that big issue. It's going to be better. And like, yeah, it'll be better, but you ignore the way that it is, the other ways that it is flawed, baked deep down into the song.
Yeah.
That taking out that one obvious messed up thing doesn't meaningfully improve.
Like,
that's nifty.
I'd almost put it, like, in here. The only thing that I'm gonna, like, say is redeeming about this is that it shows how Alistair treats other people, if that makes sense.
But isn't that kind of an inexcusable storytelling issue that you bring up Mimsy, it interrupts this big thing,
yeah, okay.
and then you never fucking hear from her ever again?
True. That's kind of true. Okay, we'll put it there for Hunter, too. Yeah, I'm teetering on it, though.
It's a case.
Like, the reason why I teeter on it is because it might be important for Alistair's character later, like in season 3 when we get the Alistair hour, but I think you're right. In terms of just thinking about season 1, it doesn't matter. It doesn't make sense, and neither does Mimsy entering. And we could have used that time. We could have used that time to, again, a lot of the problems with the Hazbin season 1 songs is that they don't have a bridge, in my opinion, because that's where, guys, like the powerhouse of the cell or the whatever, right?
The bridge is the powerhouse of the song. It is where the oomph is stored.
Right, exactly. I think in a similar way, here's my argument about More Than Anything.
Yeah.
I don't think More Than Anything has the oomph either.
No?
I don't think it does. And here's my I think it's a bit meh. I don't know if it's compositionally all that, but here's the thing. More Than Anything is such a vague song.
Yeah.
It's so just generic. Here's the thing, though, okay? So, Lucifer says says in the song, I will stand by your dreams, but then in the script right after, as if they were afraid that someone skipped over the song and the audience wasn't paying attention, Lucifer basically goes, okay, Charlie, I'm gonna support your dreams, but are you gonna be okay in the audience with heaven, right? And so that tells me a lot about how I think that the songs were written, in terms of like, they were written as song go here, and not with the intention that the songs would actually move the narrative forward at all. Because like, why is Lucifer saying that? That's a weird thing for him to say. He should have said, are you going to be okay going up all by yourself? That's fine. That's a perfectly acceptable thing to say. But you just told us that you support the dreams. You don't need to look at the camera and be like, I'm gonna support Charlie's dream, unless you think that people don't know that because you didn't know what the song content was gonna be, and you think that people are skipping them, right? And so that's what bothers me, is that it's not really relevant, and like, some of the stuff that Charlie sings about is stuff we already know. I guess we know stuff about Lucifer in terms of like, he tried this all before and his dreams were too hard to defend, but didn't we know that too? Don't we know that from the prologue? I need the oomph. I need this tore me and your mother apart, but we won't be torn apart again. That's what I'm missing, I think, really from the song, is like, why aren't we talking about Lilith? We're not talking about anything. Why? What was the dream? Exactly. What was the dream that was too hard to defend? Where is your wife? I don't want this to affect you like it did with Lilith, right? Like, we could have had that. I don't want this to destroy you like it destroyed Lilith. I can't lose you too. That's really, I think, the parental songs are kind of missing the talk about the other presumably dead parental figure, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, like, I don't think it's perfect at all story-wise. I'm sorry, Sakurai. Guys, it's okay if you like these songs. It's fine if you like them, right? But that's the problem with Hazbin Season 1, is they're like, we don't want to spoil things, so we're gonna pretend that characters don't know, which is stupid because the characters know, right? The characters know these things. It's just like Vaggie not talking about how she's an angel and whatever it takes. It's contrived. It's contrived to keep secrets, and songs are not supposed to keep secrets. Songs are supposed to reveal secrets, right? Songs are supposed to, like, pull the layer back on the character and give us that vulnerability, right? It's not supposed to just stay in stasis, and that's, I think, the problem with a lot of Season 1 songs, is it just stasis. We're singing about how much we love each other, right? But like, songs in musical theater need to have an arc, a story. Like, the scene cannot just be sitting in vibes. Vibes are fine, again, if you're writing other types of music, but it's just not
what the goal is. It needs to
I'm
communicate
watching
the
this
story.
For the channel's mascot, Hunter. That's hilarious. But yeah, exactly. It's wasting the viewer's time. Like, we need the reveal.
Apparently someone drew a goat of me.
Yes,
I've not seen it.
Oh, Ed, are you still here? I was gonna show Hunter it on my phone.
Oh,
but that was like 400 years
ago. Did you
ago.
post it on Discord?
I thought maybe that Ed posted it on Discord, but now I'm stupid and I forgot. Ed, are you still here? I want to show you. I want to show Hunter when you can see I guess I can timestamp this.
I'm looking forward to my goat. I can wait to see the goat.
Because, yeah, I don't know if Ed's still here. Okay. I have the goat. I've acquired the goat. This was only, like, 10 minutes ago. I think Ed is probably still here. Okay. Yeah. What's 15? That's 3 o'clock, right?
Yes.
Aw, Ed, this is so cute! Okay, let's look at this one first. Ed drew a little, cow.
Oh, that's you.
Can you put your hand up, Hunter? Sorry, I have no, like, to the screen? Yeah, there you go. Look, we have a little birthday cow.
Nice.
Little birthday cow, thank you,
With
Ed,
a-
so
with a
cute.
box
With Box
and
and
an
Alistair.
Alistair.
I love this, oh my god, I'm gonna make this, like, my background. Hi, I'm here while we're reacting to your, okay, I'm gonna show, Hunter, close your eyes. I'm gonna show them first, and then I'll show you. Okay.
Do I have to stick my hand
and
out?
there's a little goat. Yes, please stick your hand out because they can't see you.
I'm sticking out my hand, but of course I can't see anything.
Okay, put your hand more in the frame, like, more this way.
I got my fucking eyes closed.
I know. Okay, it's blurry, but we tried. Okay. Here, look, that's your little goat.
Oh, that's really cute. I like that. I'm a goat. That's nice. I look kind of like a dragon in it. The way, like, I'm sitting up and, like,
Maybe that's your sinner form. It's sort of a combination.
Yeah,
deal.
that's amazing. Can you please, like,
Send that to you?
send that
You're
to me.
so cute.
I like that.
I like it too. Yeah, I think the green looks nice. It's cute. All right. Send that.
I like it. Thank you so much. That's really cute.
Yeah, I like your little goat spot. Little goat spot. Little goat spot. Sorry, that was just so delightful that all the anger left my body, and we still need it because there are worse, there are some worse fish to fry in this entire situation. Okay, you didn't know. Now here's the thing, okay? You didn't know technically does more story, I think, than most of these songs.
Most
Is
definitely.
it a good song? I don't think it's a good song. Some of the lyrics from Sarah and Emily just go whoosh and like falls off, like they just fall off a cliff. I don't know how well you remember it. I want to read some of the greatest hits of You Didn't Know, like lyricism that I'm like, why the fuck?
Yeah, play it
Would
again,
they do
Sam.
that? Okay.
Let's do it.
Oh gosh. I'm trying to look. The music is musicking. Okay. Okay. So, but she was right, Sarah. She showed us a soul can improve. He saw the light, Sarah. Checked all the boxes that you said would. And that's literally how they do it. So, right, like, would, I don't even know where the rhyme is in there now that I think about it. Showed us a soul can improve. Checked all the boxes that you said would. I think that's what they're trying to go for. Maybe, but you said would is like, whee, like off the cliff.
There are
Off
there are
the cliff.
I think Lothry makes a good point that there is like the hell is forever reprieve.
Right,
There is
that
good.
is good.
There are strong
That's
moments.
the oomph.
It has
It's
high
the
highs,
other
but
stuff
it has
that's
some
going
real
on
dips.
in here.
And watching it in the show, it does work in the context of the show. It's like a very dramatic
Yeah.
moment.
You have to listen. It was such a hard decision. I wanted to save you the anguish it takes to do what was required. Then Emily says, to think that I admired you well. And I'm just like, why would you do that? I can deal with admired you, that's fine. But we didn't need well. To think that I admired you. Period. Right? I don't need your condescension. Period. Like, why are we going, wee? Why? Right? Because that's supposed to be the rhyme there. And I'm fine with a little bit of fall off, right? To convey a sense of uncertainty. Sarah's confession does that a couple times, but it makes sense for that to happen. But yeah, I don't need your condescension. I'm not a child to protect. Was talk of virtue just pretension? Was I too naive to expect you to heed the morals you're purveying? Like, why are we doing, like, why? We don't need to do all of that, right? Like, we don't gotta do that, all of that stuff, right? Like, I don't like how it's just like, protect, expect is the rhyme, and then we're going, you! Why can't we do, was I too naive to expect you heed the morals you're purveying? Why are we saying you to heed the morals you're purveying? Like, why are we saying all that? Why don't we just take out the you and put you heed, like, was I too naive to expect you heed the morals you're purveying, as in, for you to heed them, right? Like, I
But
think
like
it's
grammatically, it doesn't quite work.
No, but I'm just like, no, I think it does, because if you say, like, was I too naive to expect you heed the morals you're purveying?
Right, yeah.
Right?
Okay,
I don't think that you need to have two in there.
Works.
Like, you can have two, and it's not wrong, but you don't need it either. So yeah, it's just, there's so many silly, and I'm like, wee! And we're just like, wee! We're just going off the wee! Yeah. What was I saying? I forgot. I don't know. What's chat saying? There's no question to be post. He's unholy case closed. I think that's okay. That's fine. It's just Sarah and Emily, they always, and Emily, it happens so many times. Like, if that's a trait of Sarah's character, fine. But like, Carmilla does the same thing. Emily does the same thing. Sarah does the same thing. It makes me start to feel suspicious that it's not a choice anymore, that it's an accident, right? Because the songwriters don't know what to do and they only had 8 weeks, right? Yeah, like Carmilla does it, you know. A lot of the other characters do it occasionally, but it's Sarah, Carmilla and Emily at the scene of the crime. Like, why was it all weird? I don't know. So that's my problem. But it does have the oomph. You reveal that Vaggy's an angel, even though it's stupid that they didn't talk about it in Whatever It Takes, right? The audience already knows the reveal is for Charlie. So I'm like, fine. The stamp of approval. I like Emily joining in with Charlie. That's fine. What is this? Out for Love? I can't see.
The one right there, that is Out for Love, yes.
Okay. Listen.
That's fair, right?
This-
That was the...
This is nuts, okay? You have to fight for the people you love, Vaggy, but the cannibals don't need to fight for the people that they love. Like, I thought that the whole thesis of this song was gonna be that the reason why they can kill the angels is because Angelic Spear is powered by the love of God or whatever, and when you selflessly protect someone, it powers it again, or whatever, and that's how we would get around Angelic Steel floating around in the hell economy, you know, right? That It has limited charges, or whatever. So the thesis of this song is Out for Love, but it's not love, it's Angelic Steel. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. And it would make more sense if they did what I just said, but they didn't. It's Angelic Steel. The cannibals don't need to fight for love. They just get to Was Nifty fighting for love when she stab Adam?
I assume yes, because Nifty is a three-dimensional character that cares for her friends and wants the world to be a better place.
This is a strong thesis in another show.
She gets to clean it up.
Right? Like, this is a strong thesis in another world. How could Stryker use the rifle? Well, that's what I'm saying. It would have limited charges, right? And so if you run out of charges like these ones that have been in the dirt, right, for like 6 days or whatever, right, you'd have to power it up again. So Stryker's, you could say that he's good, like he has 3 charges left or whatever the fuck, right? But like Out for Love, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. And then, like, again, we have lines that are bad and fall off a cliff, and Carmilla is bad, and they don't do anything to differentiate them, compositionally, and it just makes me angry, and I think it might even be worse than Whatever It Takes, because, like, it makes less sense now, like, with the Angelic Steel and the Angelic Steel MacGuffins and all of the problems that this caused. I think, though, on the day, Whatever It Takes could be, like, worse. It depends on how you're feeling that day. I think the husband problem with Whatever It Takes, actually, you know what? I'm gonna switch them. Because I just, like, on today, I feel like Whatever It Takes is worse.
Fair enough. I would probably argue Whatever It Takes being worse just because it's such a nothing of a song.
Yeah, like, at least in this one, I guess stuff happens,
yeah,
right? She gets her
tension,
wings back.
Right.
But, like,
It's not just
so
like moping, staring in the middle
pointless.
distance.
Like, it's just so weird. It's just weird. And, like, you know what we could have had? We could have had, like, Vaggy rallies the troops in her own way. Charlie rallies the troops in her own way. Yay! Like, everyone. Like, they could have had a solo. But Vaggy's not allowed to have a solo because she's someone's girlfriend, and that's all that she's allowed to be, I guess. She always has to be in someone else's
Know your
song.
place, women!
Ready for this. I'm gonna put Ready for this
was good,
over
right? Because it was like
there.
a fun little, like, jaunty,
Yeah.
kind of like old school, classic Gilded Age musical vibe. Not Gilded, Golden Age musical vibe.
I secretly love you. Interesting. Sorry, that's a song that's playing.
Cal, you
in
have
our,
a boyfriend. This is really inappropriate for you to admit that.
YouTube music, so that's interesting. I don't know what that was. Hopefully it was not copyrighted, or I'll cry, because, I'll cry. That's it. Da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, Vaggy was already fighting for love the entire time! That's what Whatever It Takes is about! Exactly, Katarina! Like, it makes me so angry! Okay, Ready for This. I think that Ready for This is, like, almost kind of missing a little oomph. It has, like, 0.5 of the oomph, right? I still wish that there was, like, and I'm doing this just like how my mom did the thing, like, but, like, we kind of do have allusions to that Charlie's coming into her throne and she's actually leading her people. So I will give, like, a 0.5 oomph, like, of that. Yeah, I agree, Shock. Like, killing them permanently, like, wait a minute, hold on. Do I agree? What happened here? I'm like, what was this in replying to? Actually, I may not agree. I take it back. I don't know what you guys were talking about. Agreeing with Adam goes against the show? Well, only if you're, a good guy, I get. Like, Charlie wouldn't kill people with angelic steel, but, like, other characters would, which is what doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes, like, why were Cherry and Husk not bringing angelic steel to the fight, man?
Yeah.
Right? Like, with Valentino. You could've just bopped him. Yeah, maybe Charlie wouldn't like it, but that doesn't mean that other people wouldn't do it. So I do feel like that's a plot hole in the world, is that overlords would be killing each other with angelic steel all the time. Oh, here's something else that I need to talk about, guys, that I thought of last night on Twitter. Okay? Alistair! What did Alistair do to the overlords? They went missing.
Killed them.
But he can't! There was no angelic steel!
Well,
how did he get him?
Well, Husker used to be an overlord, right?
Right.
So, like, maybe he just dismantled them.
And put him in the radio?
Yeah.
Sucked him in the radio?
I don't know.
So that's what I was thinking, that it's kind of like Coraline, their spirits are still in the radio. But I just realized last night, as I was reading an Alistair and Vox fanfiction, that people, like, those overlords dead-ass disappeared. So Alistair either had to, like, eat them, like, trap them in the radio, which begs the question of how the fuck is he able to do that? Like, what? Or... right, I think that he fed them to Rue. I think that that's where they all went. But I was just like, wait a minute, they disappeared, so they never came back, which also means they didn't respawn. So I'm just like, where did they go, bestie? I don't know. Where did they go? It's not a plot hole. It's just a very interesting sort of like, I just realized that they talked about overlords permanently disappearing, and we don't know how Alistair has the power to make people permanently disappear, because the only way to permanently kill someone is like angelic steel. So yeah, maybe they're trapped into the radio, but that begs the question of how he's able to do, because that's like busted. That is busted, and we've never seen him do that to anyone. Why didn't he trap Vox in the radio, man? Right? Unless he had deals with all those other people. But then Husk is out and about, right? And he owns his soul. So I'm like, why did he like radio-fy those other people and not Husk and Nifty and like all of that? Like, I don't know. I don't know about all that. That's not a plot hole. That's just a little question mark.
Yeah, sort of a blank space. A plot contrivance, perhaps.
Okay, finale.
I do not remember the finale. Put a gun to my head, I could not tell you.
Okay, here's my thing. Okay, useless? I don't think the finale's useless, obviously. Here's why I'm putting the finale in this kind of weird, like, gray zone, right?
Yes.
The finale has payoffs to promises and progresses that were not made. Like, you know what I mean? It references all these other songs before, right? And I'm like, you don't get to do that. You don't get to pretend like that Happy Day in Hell mattered. You don't get to pretend that, like, the V's mattered and all of this other stuff, like, the stuff that they reference, you know, because they kind of reference the, like, you don't get to do that. You don't get to have the musical theater finale number and then, like, you didn't earn it. And so that's my problem with the finale. It's not like it's a bad song, but it's like, it feels like it's, yeah, Lucifer is like, oh, you changed this town, right? And all that stuff. And I'm like, well, I don't know about all that. Like, I don't know if Charlie did all that, right? Maybe she did a little bit. But, like, you know. So just for everybody to remember. Okay. Sorry, my wig is digging into the back of my head over here.
It's rebelling.
Okay. There are some, like, weird lyrics in here, but anyway, okay, so first they talk about Pensius, that's fine. Come little lady, why the frown? In the last 10,000 years, you're the first one to change this town? That doesn't sound right. Lilith disappeared 7 years ago. You're telling me that Lilith didn't change anything in the last 10,000 years? That's not true, because we know from Vox that Lilith had, like, some sort of rebellion or something. So even if it didn't, like, obviously, I guess she lost. But, like, even if she lost, clearly Lilith has still had an impact on this world enough that Vox is bringing her up. So, like, that's not true. You're fucking lying, Lucifer. Like, that's just a lie. You have the, you can't quit now, hell you owe it, there's still damage to be undone. So they're referencing Happy Day in Hell, and I'm like, you don't deserve that. The stage is wrecked, the crowd is gone, but by God, Charlie, the show, it must go on. And I'm like, no, you don't earn all of that. We can do this, we can build it, and it's just like,
I don't want to say,
ramp.
oh yeah, I don't want to say it's bad, it's just, it's kind of forgotten. Like, I couldn't tell you.
But it's just because they're referencing other motifs and stuff, and I'm like,
I remember
I'm like, you didn't earn all of that stuff, right? Like, no time for crying, we got a lot of work to do, and we gotta try and make the best of what's in ruins, right? And like, a little sorcery, right? Like that little part too, and I'm just like, by God, I thought, yeah, that is funny that Lucifer says by God. I kind of like that as a character choice, though. We can have that. I do like Vox being like, after the battle, masterless cattle, right? That little part, but I'm like, it's just so funny because I'm like, we're revisiting the V's during this finale song. I don't care about you. I think that the only part of this song that has a redeemable quality is the Alistair part, and I'm not saying that to be biased, but because we find out that he is plotting next season how to unclip his wings and get out of the deal with Rosie. But even that, to bring that up now, we were all like, what the fuck is he talking, right? Obviously we knew that because Huss said like, oh, brave for someone who's also on a leash. So like, you know, we did get an indication of it previously, but I think that's the only part of that song that feels like it matters. And maybe the issue is that, like, it can't be a finale in a traditional musical theater sense because this isn't the finale. It's, like, the end of Act 1, right? It's, like, the midpoint song. But, like, yeah, it just... You're paying off stuff that you don't deserve that. You don't deserve that. You didn't set that up properly. I'm not giving you your flowers for reusing motifs that you, like, have ignored throughout the rest of the season, you know? It doesn't feel like a good, like...
It was not
like wrap up. Like you can't. You know, it doesn't matter how well you wrap up the present. What matters is what's inside the present.
It almost worked better in season 2 when they had that be like the penultimate song.
Yeah.
Where it's like setting it up for the finale.
Yeah.
Mind you, I didn't love the finale necessarily in season 2, but
yeah, I don't know, but yeah, I think. Setting up the V's thing, I'm just a kind of like on it just because I feel like that there was other stuff worth singing about, but like I think the Vox and the Alistair part is like, okay, there is something interesting there, but my problem is with them reusing the Happy Day in Hell motif when they didn't have the oomph in the Happy Day in Hell motif in the first place, and Lucifer's like you're the first one to do it. I'm like, no, you're not. You are lying. This isn't true.
And there's no Penchus in the finale, so really, what's the point?
Well, he's dead.
Nah,
maybe checking
surprise,
in
bitches.
with Heaven during the song would have helped, but then it would have, you know, I don't know. But then we would have spoiled quote-unquote stuff. Okay, what is this? Is that Trust Us Has Been Guarantee?
That's the season 1, and then that's Trust Us Has Been Guarantee. Yeah.
Oh, Alistair's recap? Is that what this is?
season 1 recap.
I'm gonna put season 1 recap with Nifty. Just because, like,
I remember it being, like, fun, but I couldn't tell you what it was.
It's not, like, I think that lyrically this is better written than every song in season 1 almost, but, like, it's not that serious. It's just, it's good, right? Okay, Has Been Guarantee, finally, fucking Christ, everybody got the oomph. I may move it as we continue going, but that's where I'm gonna put it for now. Once we get up there, I feel like self-explanatory. I'm already gonna make a change. I'm gonna put that one here, and I'm gonna put this one to lead this category, because I think your nitpicks about, like, the Vel and the Val, well, but I think that was for a story purpose, so if we're doing it based off of a story...
For me, it wasn't so much the story, so much as it just felt like it weakened the actual song, because it was compelling when it was Vox, but it was also like, he has these grand plans, and then Camilla and Velvet are like, I want to make clothing. I want to fuck people. You're already doing that down here.
But,
it's part of the point, but it's just not as grand as, like, Vox's.
But I think
which communicates their character, maybe.
So, I don't know. We'll do that for now. Like You. I'm gonna put Like You right there. Do we agree with that? You haven't been fighting me too much.
Here's the thing. I mean, I'm like, no, because I generally agree with the placements here, other than, I guess, maybe Poison, because I came out a little hard against Poison.
Right.
But no, Like You, I'd put there. I almost like You more than Hell Is Forever, but then again, I am biased.
Right. This one does have a nice little Penchus section that I was afraid that they wouldn't have done that, and then they did do it, and I was so happy. So this is, like, interchangeable, guys, right? It's hard to rank stuff against each other.
And Emily, John makes a great point. Emily's singing voice is really, really great.
Yes, that is true. Hunter is busy being goated? Okay. Yeah, I think, do you agree with Sarah's confession being there?
Yes, that's a pretty great song. It should definitely be in that tier.
Okay. I almost am tempted to put it above Loser Baby. What do you think about that?
I guess it depends what you want, because they're such different songs, and they both succeed at what they're trying to do really well. So it goes to, like, personal preference.
True. Yeah, because it's, like, these are, like, at some point, it's not in any particular order, guys.
Because, like, Sarah's Confession is serious as Catholic Mass, but then you have Loser Baby, which is a bit of levity.
Right. I guess
like
we'll see as we keep going. My inclination...
I would maybe put Sarah's Confession just because, once again, it's... if I had to nitpick, it's that angel voice.
Right,
where there's occasionally stuff where you're like, I don't know.
My inclination is that I feel like that Sarah's Confession has more compositionally interesting and vocal impressiveness about it, but like, yeah, I don't know. Like, I feel like it could go either way. Maybe we have to add more stuff and then this will become clear.
It appears as though a storm is coming.
Okay. Okay, so this is gonna be the controversial part of the stream today, guys. All right? I gave Gravity, last time we heard it, a C-. Like, yes. I think that's what we talked about. I have become a little harsher about the song now, and here's why.
I love how we started out about the same. I've warmed up to it, you've gone colder to it.
Here's my thing. Here's my inexcusable storytelling issue, okay? Before I just had it like a little bit of a storytelling issue, okay? I think last time I had it like here, if that makes sense.
Which is where I think I put it. I think it's better than
I'm gonna make hopefully a strong argument, okay?
Yeah.
Here's my problem. I felt like that there was a missing oomph all the way back in episode 3, and I kind of conveyed what that was. And if I was born for this, and we don't do it anymore, what is the point of my life, right? The song needed a bridge, okay? That was my argument 3 weeks ago, or whatever. Here's my problem. I don't have a problem with them setting up loot now. I think that it's kind of dumb that people are like, why give her such like a big powerful song if she's not gonna do anything? Because I'm like, forget about that. That's not the biggest problem, right? I kind of understand what people are saying by that, but I guess I might make this a YouTube short. So to rephrase, if we go back, my problem has nothing to do with loot didn't do anything this season, okay? I kind of understand why people have that problem, but I don't have a problem with like the idea of the setup and the payoff, situation, because I'm like, the jury's out on that. We'll come back to that in season 3. This song is gonna be really diabolical if season 3 does not deliver, I will say.
Yeah.
Here's the problem though.
That's the moment that'll shoot it out of the sky for me.
Right? Here's the problem, I think. Okay, I'm gonna change the music to Fontaine because this Twisted Wonderland music is a little too happy for what I'm about to say right now. Okay, so if you guys don't know this, Visvi went on Twitter and said, and I'll try to find the exact quote of what it was, but basically she said that loot is conflicted, and this is why she backs down when Abel challenges her so easily, because she is torn between believing in the heaven hierarchy and the system that she was bred for. That's the first time that we find out, by the way, that on twitter.com, that the exorcists were bred for their jobs, which we kind of thought because Adam says he ought to name them, but it wasn't confirmed yet. And Visby goes on to say that that's where the conflict is, that she wants her revenge, but ultimately she believes in this system that she was bred to believe in, right? And that's where her conflict lies, in her sort of, respect's probably not the right word, but her allegiance to heaven, if you want to call it that, and her feelings about heaven, like God must be right at the end of the end of the day. So here's my problem. Where is that in the song? It's not there! It's not there! And so I'm like, listen, we can say, you guys probably have different music tastes than I do, right? And so if Gravity works for you compositionally, that's fine, right? Agree to disagree, that's a matter of, like, taste and other things, right? But when it comes to this, how can you excuse that? How can you excuse the fact that, like, the writer on Twitter is like, yes, this was supposed to showcase she's conflicted. And I'm like, where was it? I didn't see any of that, right? Why not tell us that? That's why I think that my argument of the bridge 3 weeks ago has become even more valid than it was 3 weeks ago, because we did talk about in the chat, like, oh, would a bridge, you know, sort of like slow down the song too much, or like, it's not about that, it's about the pureness of her revenge. But she doesn't have pure revenge. We just found out that she's conflicted. She's conflicted, so it's not pure revenge because she has conflict in her heart. So you can't tell me, oh, but Cal, the reason why she doesn't have the bridge is because there's no turning point, right? She just believes in this firmly. No, she doesn't believe in it firmly. That he's talked about that she's conflicted. So where is it? That's what I need. I needed, and I believed, right? And I was bred for this, so what'll happen to me? And I have to believe that even if Sarah says it's wrong, that God thinks it's right or whatever. Like, I just needed the oomph. So where was it? It was on Twitter. That's where the oomph was. The oomph was on Twitter.
It reminds me of back in the day when J.K. Rowling would exposit on like Harry Potter lore via Twitter. It's like, was Dumbledore gay in the books? No, but he was on Twitter.
Right.
Hey, did you know that before wizards adopted like Muggle plumbing, they would just shit on the floor and apparate the poop away? Hey, you learn to apparate when you're like 14 in the world of Harry Potter. Does that mean for the first 14 years of your life, you have to ask someone else to apparate your shit? Like, it's just one of those, it feels like the same, not as bad for several reasons, obviously. Like, J.K. Rowling's a hot mess and a shit person. Vizzy seems nice. But it's one of those things where it's like, couldn't you have like told, like, we don't need your Twitter or these interviews to be the Silmarillion. You could have incorporated it in there.
Yeah, and
because here's the thing, you say she's conflicted. Watching this, she doesn't seem remotely conflicted.
Of course not, right?
What the fuck are you talking about?
Like, this doesn't read as someone that was born to believe in the heaven hierarchy. She only believes in Adam. She thinks that everyone else is wrong, right? So like, where is this, you know, like, oh, you know, she feels so strongly about the heaven and the hierarchy and the thing that she was born into, and she wants to believe, right, that like the sort of, oh, she wants to believe in God. No, she doesn't. She wants to believe in Adam. God is nowhere to be found in this conversation, right? And that could have been interesting if she was like, Adam's right, even God doesn't know, right? Like if she was so angry that she would kind of get into blasphemous territory. But you can't tell me that like, oh, she backed down from Abel because she was conflicted, and then you don't see her be conflicted during this song. Now, some people may argue that she's only conflicted there because Abel challenged her, but that doesn't make sense to me either, because you don't need someone to directly, like, challenge you in order for you to have the, like, the personal beliefs at conflict in your head, right? You know what I mean? Like, oh, when Adam said it to her, she realized she was conflicted? No! Like, that would have been in her head the entire time, because even a solo is a song, a conversation between you and your other self. In this case, her and Adam are having this back and forth, right? So even if the song is directed to Adam, you would think that she would say, even God doesn't know, right? You were right, Adam. God was wrong. Like, even that is a choice, but we don't have choices. Where is it? Where is it? And it makes me so mad. It makes me so mad. So that is why I've downgraded it now to like inexcusable storytelling issue. And it's not to like, again, if you like the song, that's fine. You know, I've mellowed out about some things in relation to it, like the composition. I kind of mellowed out on the points about the composition. The lyrics I do still have a problem with. But like, I understand why people think that it's so catchy. But at the end of the day, what was like, we needed to say something important. Especially in contrast to Sarah, who is atoning, right? Yeah. Who has a desire to atone, right? And then you could have had Lute having a desire to not atone, very much not atone, right? And so I feel like, you know what it kind of does also remind me of? Okay, No Good Deed from Wicked is so much better than this. However, even in the Broadway musical, and Hunter and I talked about this in our Wicked video, it's hilarious how Elphaba says, no good deed will I do again, and then she doesn't really do anything bad
afterwards.
Like, she does kidnap Dorothy, but that's such a blink and you miss it sort of thing that relies, I know this sounds stupid, but it does rely on prior knowledge of the Wizard of Oz. So when people say, oh, but Cal, you miss it, like, she kidnapped Dorothy, that was the thing that she did, that was bad. I'm like, but, like, it's such a, like, because they don't show Dorothy, it's such a, like, whoosh, like, it doesn't really matter that she kidnapped Dorothy. It doesn't matter, like, compared to, like, killing the wizard. No, it doesn't matter, you know what I mean? Or, like, like going to kill Madame Morrible and all that other stuff that happens in the book. So like that's kind of what Lou reminds me of. She's like, no good deed will I do again. Fuck the system. And then 10 minutes later, she's like, never mind, which is fine if she has conflict, but she has no conflict in her heart. Right? It's really frustrating.
The system's good.
I find that so frustrating. But yeah, like she didn't really do anything that bad to Dorothy. I don't think. It's not like she tortured her, she just kidnapped her, right? And so kidnapping is wrong, probably, but if somebody has your dead sister's shoes and you need to work magic to figure out how to, you know, bop them off, like, yeah, right? Like, you know, I'm sure that's what Elphaba was doing. She wasn't gonna cut Dorothy's legs off. If she did that, that would be no good deed.
All right,
right?
sorry. Sorry, but in Munchkin Land, we use the hacksaw.
Right? Like, you know, that's kind of different. But gravity does stick out, I think, because it doesn't, like, you didn't do anything. And I think part of that, people got mad that I said it was normie bait, but I think it kind of is a little bit. I think they wrote it with, like, this will be the standout one that people listen to on TikTok and whatever. And, like, yeah, you have to market your show, but not at the show's expense. There's a way to market something and have the song still matter. And that's how they could have made it matter. And so I'm like really mad about this. Maybe not in the song though. Well, that's what I mean, right? Like the song is supposed to be more revealing about the character because they're talking directly either to themselves or to Adam in this case, but also to us, right? So I understand what you're saying, Shock, that we see her physically be conflicted throughout the season sometimes, but the problem is that the musical number is supposed to be when we hear about that personal part, the stuff that she can't say in front of Sarah. Yeah. And I don't get that. I just don't get that here, right? Like that, you know, this is what I've been wanting to say at these meetings the entire time, but I can't do it because I'm too disrespectful. Sarah also already knows that she wants to kill everyone. Like, she literally said that at the meeting. So it's not like Lou was like, oh yes, mistress, and then she went off and was like, and I hate everybody, and it was mascot. Like, she's singing about the same thing that she's talked about in other scenes, which is that she wants to kill everybody. We don't find out anything new because we know she wants to kill everybody.
It's really, I still can't bring myself to hate it that much. It's clearly, like, lacking.
Right,
you know,
right.
It has,
I can find it. I have enough hate for the both.
It has, like, it's missing the oomph. It's, like, having troubles with the songwriting. That's part of my, like, you know, language now, vocabulary. The oomph. I agree with you. I wouldn't put it that low, because I look at the other thing it's compared to, and I feel more positively about it than them.
Right. I think if this was only composition and lyrics, it would be up here.
I know.
For sure.
I feel better about, like, Gravity than I do Respectless.
Yes. I think that, like, if it was just a measure of, like, songwriting and being pleasant, like, you know what I mean? I think that one should go here. What would you use to advertise? That's a very good question. I would say Hazbin Guarantee is an interesting idea, but if we want something like, oh, but Cal, we have to appeal to the masses, I'm gonna say Piss, because it's funny. Imagine you're not in the Hazbin Hotel fandom, and it's like there's this song called Piss, and then people would be drawing their, like, enemies to lovers animatics with Cherry and Pentious, right? Well, not covered in piss, but I would say that almost Piss could serve that role, because Piss is like, and we're gonna get to that, actually, I think right now, Piss is, like, one of the best written songs in the show compositionally. And lyrically, and
it has our favorite Snake Boy,
right? And it kind of sounds like that era or that style that, like, you think would almost be popular on TikTok, but with older people. Like, it has that Avril Lavigne and that sort of, like, fake boy band, right? Like, yeah. I could have seen, I think Piss kind of would have been interesting to attract a new audience just for, like, the funniness of it, and people, again, drawing their animatics where it's like their OCs are, you know, love-hate OCs fighting each other. Does Piss work outside of people that watch the show, though? I think it could, possibly, if you market it the right way. Because what do people love, guys, if you've been on TikTok? They love Ready As I'll Ever Be, Crossing the Line, Other Side from Greatest Showman, animatics. They want to put their two Blurbo characters and, like, have them in that situation. And so I don't know if Piss, you need to watch the show to understand all of it. Some of it definitely, but like it has the enemies to, well, not even the lovers. They're reminiscing about being enemies. That I think that's attractive to people that want to make like little animatics, right? Like time heals all wounds and the wounds are what I miss. Like you could have so many, you know, like characters from other shows and stuff like that. That's, I think, how you would have to do it. Like, that's what I think you would have to do. You would have to kind of plant some animatics in other fandoms, like a sleeper agent or something. Like, they'd be, like, fake. Like, okay. So, this is a kind of a tangent, but work with me, okay? I knew someone who worked for a company where they had fake Reddit accounts to promote their product. Huh. And they had activity like a regular user, but they were also checking up on the company stuff, if that makes sense. So what I would do, if I were the marketing person, is I would commission a Genshin Impact piss animatic, right? Like, you know, that sort of, like, what else is, Digital Circus piss animatic. Like, I would be commissioning the animatics for the release day and post them on, like, TikTok account. Like, have artists maybe that make animatics for other stuff and pretend like it wasn't paid for and that they did this out of their genuine interest or whatever. And that's what I would do. If I was the head of marketing, I would plant it in there.
What
and
I will say about
you know,
Gravity,
Al-Hatham and Kaveh or whatever you want, and that's how I would pitch it.
When I think about Gravity, though, like, I think the same thing's true for Piss. But I think the voice of Penchus is so distinct.
That's true. That may cause problems.
That is a snake man.
That may cause problems.
There's not that many snake mans out there, where Gravity is this kind of generic sort of, like, bad things are happening now. But, like, I've seen Farina animatics to Love in a Bottle, so I don't know. You can do a TikTok dressed as your favorite character and menace the camera. Gravity, right? Like, that's what I imagine. I don't know. On one hand, I think they picked it because it is so... It works well, or it's not diminished at all by loss of context. If you've seen the first season, you know everything you need to know. And if you have not seen Hazbin Hotel at all, it works just as like a generic song about getting your get back, right? So, once again, not the biggest Gravity fan, but I think it still works as... I understand why they picked that song, right? I think of all of them. It'd be weird if they did clean it up.
I might take it all back and say they should have done Love in a Bottle.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Well,
do you know how many animatics I've seen of Love in a Bottle? All Genshin characters.
That's the thing, though, is that you reveal that something bad happened to Husker, and he's like on his ass.
We don't care. It's not that big of a spoiler.
But like, you don't know that coming from into the second season, only having watched the first season. That happens during the second season, whereas Gravity, the only context you need is the first season.
I guess, but like, context doesn't matter if we're trying to spread the good word.
The other thing, I like Lute as a character. I like how much of like a repugnant sociopath she is. You know, I enjoy that.
Yeah, I'm not even joking. I'm gonna go find it right now, and I'm gonna show you guys this person's account. I have seen no less than 17 AMVs for Love in a Bottle from this same person.
Oh, I got my little guy. I'm gonna save him.
You're gonna save him? He needs saving? What's going on?
Like, onto my phone.
Okay, let me see if I can find it. I swear I retweeted it or reblogged it or whatever, but maybe I didn't. I probably just liked it. Let me look. Please stay in suspense, guys. Farina. My girl Farina, where are you? Maybe I sent it to Arnold. Yes, I did. I'm so predictable. Oh, no, it wasn't this person that had all of them. It was also, there was one of Mavwika, too, who's another Genshin character. I swear I had it in my likes. I won't spend too much time on this, but we are making good time today. I wanted to send Hunter home at around 4:30 or 5, so yeah. I think that we're doing
making great
good.
Time. I've enjoyed this a lot.
Love in a Bottle.
I love seeing you get steamed about these songs.
Mavwika. Okay.
I'm leaving the...
Oh gosh, this person has a lot of videos. There's a lot going on. Okay. Do you guys see? Do you guys see this? You got Zong Li overthinking. I don't know who that is. Beto's overthinking. Mavwika's overthinking. I'm pretty sure that's Kave, who's also overthinking. So this person, I'm not joking. Like, they made so many. Like, they made so many Love in a Bottle, like, for everybody. Oh, that's not. Who is that? Who the heck is that? Oh, that's Honkai Star Rail. Sorry, that was not Kave. That was Honkai Star Rail. And they're not done, okay? Over here, you have, Eula's overthinking, and someone I don't know. I'm not sure who that is. That might be Honkai Star Rail, too. So, like, this person's whole account, right? There's a lot of overthinking going on, all right? Venti's also overthinking. So that person on TikTok, their name is Lucas. So yeah, everywhere, just everywhere. Hunters and Hunter Home Hunters being held captive. Yeah, Hunter has to go bowling. But yeah, I've seen it with Venti, I've seen it with Farina, I've seen it with Mavwika. Like, every Archon has a drinking problem, I guess. I have seen it everywhere. So you know what? It was Aventurine, sorry. I think it was Aventurine, empty crate. So, I actually think in hindsight, I think Piss is a good pitch, but that's the one where I would really, like, send in the sleeper agents and have Farina and, like, Love in a Bottle, right? Because I feel like that, like, something about that song is specific enough, right, that people want to use it in the first place, but it's also vague enough that you can apply it to a lot of characters that drink and gamble. Cal's secret PR past revealed? Yeah, kinda. That's what I went to school for. I don't know if you guys know that. So if you need someone to gaslight, gatekeep, and girl boss at your company on your behalf, that's me. That's what I should be doing. But, you know.
Here we are.
Here we are. So yeah, I would say Piss or Love in a Bottle would be my, like, and I would have a strategy. Like, again, animatic people, right? You would have, like, the Genshin, the digital circus, like, you'd spread the song, and that would advertise season 2. Speed run to redemption. I'm gonna stick that there. And now in hindsight, I feel like Ready for This needs to go there, just because it's like, it's good, but I'm not gonna go back to it. So we agree? Okay. I'm gonna put Don't You Forget up there. I know that you don't love it as much.
Yeah.
Right. But I do think it's important.
I think it suffers from comparison between the Vox version. I think it's still good. I had to put it just one down for me personally, but
the
yeah,
reason why
good.
I say great and not good is just because, like, there's some instrumental compositional choices that I really like, where I feel like these songs don't necessarily have those.
Sure.
So you have Alistair is represented by kind of a saxophone instrument, and it gives him a sort of like sad trombone kind of vibe. Like, you can tell that he's fed up just because of how the brass sounds. I know that sounds so weird, but Rosie has this like piano, and it's bright and it's light. Meanwhile, like, Alistair's like, I served you faithfully for an age, do-do-do-do-do, and it's kind of in the background, it's like, he's clearly not happy. Like, he's clearly mad about it. It's kind of a wilting in the instrumentation, which I think that's interesting. So that's why I put it above here, because these songs don't have that, whereas I think Piss does it better than Don't You Forget. Because I won't forget that Alistair was originally, I'm pretty sure, represented by the piano in the duet with Lucifer and Alistair. So the fact that, like, he's now been switched to the saxophone, I mean, it's an interesting choice. Like, it's an interesting choice, but it's strange that they didn't keep that a bit more consistent. I would have liked to see Alistair having the saxophone in the Hell is Forever fight.
Yeah.
Or, sorry, the Hell's Greatest Dad
We like
fight.
motifs over here.
Okay. This is Don't You Forget reprise, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna put that here. Because even though it's my favorite song, I feel like objectively, like, for the sake of the story, Sarah's Confession and Loser Baby definitely matter more. Like, the reprise is good, it's fun, like, it's nice that we did it. Oh, do you need using Genius instead? Gosh, using Piss instead is genius. Thank you.
I really hope someone makes like a YouTube poop video of just every time we say the word
piss. Oh God, please don't do that.
Please do.
I
give you
but
my
yeah,
permission.
like, I think this is a very good song. I think it's better Well, now I'm kind of like, this is, again, guys, like, this is depending on the day, right? You can make an argument that piss has more interesting compositions than Once We Get Up There, but that Once We Get Up There has more oomph and it has more importance. Do you guys want to know how many fan fictions I have open on my phone right now? Do you want me to tell you?
I feel like I would beat you.
No, of just radio static.
That's fair. Yeah, fair enough.
Do you want to guess? Can we get some guesses in the chat? And
I
then
have
I'll tell
to,
you?
because I can only have a maximum, I believe, of 100 tabs on my phone, and I regularly have to cull that.
Right.
So I probably got about 80.
I'm counting right now. Start guessing. I want to see numbers. Okay. It's over 10, just to give you guys
Okay.
more of a range. But yeah, we'll keep the chat with that in a minute.
I feel embarrassed to mention the 80 I have, so.
Yeah, but those are for different things,
That's true.
probably,
Yeah,
right?
that's
These
true.
are all radio static. Okay, 6, 7. My sister will kill you if you say that in her presence. She's a teacher assistant, and she's getting her teachable, so she's in a classroom, and so she's like, don't even fucking do that. Like, don't even do that.
I saw-
Like, she's such a chill person, usually.
Yes, and
she's
then
such a chill,
snaps.
just, like, normal, like, I don't know how to explain it. She's such a calm, like, chill, again, very good with her but she's like, don't say that, Kaylin. I will get you. Like, I will smother you in your sleep. Like,
I saw someone dressed as the Grinch. I think
Yeah?
because they have the Grinch either at Disney World or like
Orlando. Yeah,
or something. And a kid went up to him and said 6, 7, and he spins around very angrily in a manic Grinch way, flails his arm around and says 8, 9. And it like annoyed the kid, and it like smash cut to like this teacher or someone, because I have a lot of teachers in my like various Instagram what have you pages, and they're just like, I think that's how we do it. I think that's how we beat 6, 7.
yeah.
I think we find something more annoying back to them.
Why is Loser Baby at the top? We're gonna rearrange the top in a second, guys. It was at the top because it was the top song of season 1, like, for sure. I love how why, like as if it was why. Okay. Are we good to reveal the number now, you guys? I feel like that has everybody guessed that wants to guess. Also, some of you are really behind, so you
I'm
might
gonna
want to
say like 16.
16?
Is that too low or too?
Too low!
Okay, because you said about 10, over 10.
Yeah, okay.
So is like so under 100, above 10.
Yeah.
Okay, well now I'm like, I want to say for some reason 46 is speaking out to me.
Okay. I have 96 tabs open.
Valid. Okay.
And they're all radio static.
Not bad.
So no one got even close. Nobody in the chat guessed anything over 70. Guys.
Well, yeah, because you said like it's above 10.
Well,
so
yeah,
I think
was
it's
just
lower.
saying it wasn't like,
I think it's
you
like
know,
when
a
you have 10,
one-digit number.
when you're like, oh, it's above 10, like you kind of got the impression. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. Okay. Vox Populi. Okay, this is where I think that we need to renegotiate Loser Baby's position here, because my inclination is to do this. Do you agree? Like, Vox Populi is a pretty
Sure.
important song.
Yeah.
Yeah, you said above
Part of
10.
me feels
That's
like-
because I was like, yeah,
Part of me
don't
feels
pick
like
one.
Loser Baby is like the kind of the thesis of the whole show.
Yeah, that is
In
true.
a way, so like, yeah, is that the big Vox song? Yes, but Loser Baby is like the premise.
Yeah.
That like it's like basically like AA, but for being in hell.
I see what you're saying.
It's like if you're around other people with these problems that you have, and you are honest and earnest about like your struggles, you can together pull yourselves out of this.
Yes.
This can be a group effort, which is the whole premise of like the Hazbin Hotel.
Yes.
It's functionally like a big AA thing.
Yeah.
Right? That is, Loser Baby is like the premise of the show, kind of,
Yeah.
in a way.
I
So
agree
I
with
feel
you.
like it's valid to put it really high and really stake its claim. Now, if you like Vox Populi for other reasons
Right.
above that, then I understand that. But if you want to make the argument of like great for the story,
Yes.
it is the story.
I
would
agree
argue.
with you. Oh, I got goosebumps. Very nice, Hunter. Very good.
I know things sometimes.
My
when I
only
try.
argument of the Vox Populi is it's just more
The
musically
people
dynamic.
choice. That's true.
In Loser Baby, where I love the instrumental. I think it's fantastic. It has a lot of reactive elements, all that stuff that I usually look for, but Vox Populi goes from rock to a more, like, showman to, like, we have our little tap dance, right?
It feels very, like, this separate part, it feels like a little Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah. And so I feel like that's the only reason why I would put, like, these are like compositional and vocal performance at this point,
yes.
right? Like, all of these songs have the oomph. They're all good, right? Like, but I think Vox has some interesting, like, compositional choices in there.
And you want to sit on his flat television face.
Anyway, okay, I'm gonna put Vox D-I...
D-I-E-I-O.
It's so short, but I love that he takes Lucifer's motif, and I feel like that's really
down in hell
important.
he had a bomb. D-I-E-I-O.
I feel like we need to do like
down in hell,
this.
Vox had a gun.
Do you agree with that?
D-I-E-I-O.
The other thing I like about this is that
I would put D.I. under...
Don't You Forget.
Don't You Forget.
Okay, that's fair.
For me.
That's Hazbin guarantee right there.
Yeah.
Okay, here's my other thing about Vox Populi, right? The ensemble actually matters. They're singing about things that make sense. That didn't happen in season 1. The ensemble was hardly there, like just, it didn't like it hardly
compare,
was there.
I compared Bohemian Rhapsody with Vox Populi in that it bounces around a lot and has distinct portions.
Right,
I did not compare Loser Baby with Bohemian Rhapsody. Very different vibe.
Obsolete. I do understand what you're saying. However, I'm willing to give that forgiveness because that was a behind-the-scenes issue. They were contracted to only write a specific number of songs, and for whatever reason, they couldn't add songs to that contract. Whether it was Amazon not wanting to renegotiate that contract, or like, this is the budget you have for the songs, that's it. So you'll notice that there are some songs in season 1 that season 2 that they probably wanted to make 2 songs, and they couldn't, and that was
You're
one
right,
of them.
it is Vox Dei, not Vox, yeah.
Vox DEI. But yeah, poor Lucifer, I think they wanted that to be his own song, and then that couldn't happen. So I'm willing to give forgiveness, because they didn't do that without the knowledge that some people would be sad, basically. Like, they did it with a constraint, and they had no choice. If they had a choice, I believe that they would have separated them, is what it sounded like. So, that is Love in a Bottle. I'm gonna put you...
Yeah.
I'll put you up there.
Yeah, that's valid. A Losing Streak. I'm very curious of where you put Losing Streak.
Here's the thing. I think Losing Streak right now is in a very strange category because I feel like I need almost more information about Angel to make a judgment call on this, because, like, for my feeling right now, my interpretation is that, like, this is the true Angel. Poison is the performance, right? But this is, like, obviously Angel's still performing in this song, but, like, this sound is the truer one, I think, in terms of how Angel, like, Angel sound, if we want to call it that. Because this is also the sound that would have been, I think, relevant at the time when he was alive, as opposed to Poison, which is like a pop star song. And so I think that this reflects Angel's character a little better. However, like, its importance, it's a diegetic number. So we don't really have oomph in there, other than, like, again, if you squint maybe with stuff that happens with Husk and Angel in the future, it'll matter more. Like, I'm gonna end your losing streak, and they did do that in the scene right after. So where I want to put this is, like, it is good for the story that I have in my imagination.
How much this pays off, I don't know. I would put it above these songs, though. I would put it above Hell is Forever and whatnot.
Really? Yeah. That's interesting. Okay.
I just, for me, you know what it feels like? It kind of feels like they knew people liked Loser Baby, so they sort of split Loser Baby into 2 songs. Love in a Bottle is, like, about, like, being, like, the depressing parts of it, like, almost like the preamble to Loser Baby, like, hey, this shit sucks, look at this terrible situation we found ourselves in, and then Losing Streak is the levity of, like, no, we can get out of that.
I do wonder, though, if it's held back by the fact it's diegetic, because and I have a video about this, actually, that I did a million years ago, that I recorded in July, and I have it edited it yet, about which Disney songs are actually canon. So, for example, the performance at the beginning of The Little Mermaid is actually canon. They're singing that. But that means that we're not gonna get, and here's Triton's thoughts that are in his head, and here's the sister's thoughts that are in their head, right? Because it is a performance. Thank you, Love, for the super chat. Thank you for doing the stream. I am living for this discussion. I'm glad, because here's the reality of the situation, guys. Tomorrow we are going to do what I said we would do, which was a video, planning session where you guys have your say in terms of what videos you would like me to make in the future and stuff. But here's the reality. At my best, I could do 3 videos a month, right?
Yes.
When I had editors and stuff helping me. At my current Calxiyn-ness, I can do like 1. So like, even though my intention would be in a perfect world to cover all these songs, the reality is that Starts With Sorry is probably not on the highest priority for getting a video. If I had nothing else to do, right, like in the world, and people really wanted it, maybe, but like, you know, that's the sort of game, if you want to call it that you have to play with YouTube in your limited time. Like, so I feel like that this stream is a nice almost band-aid on top of like, if Calxiyn dies and never talks about your favorite song, here's what I liked about it, and kind of like, lyrically, here you go, and storytelling wise, and here's the oomph, and here's the key lesson that I would put in a video, but here we are, right? But yeah, so I hope that this discussion helps to pad that or bridge the gaps that may one day exist, because there are a lot of songs and I don't know if I'll ever really complete the playlist like I will with Wish, because there's only like 8 songs, right? Sorry, so you think losing streak should be higher? Diegetic. My only argument against that is just that because it's diegetic, I was talking about the Disney songs, right? The diegetic Disney songs are sometimes held back by the fact that, like, they're diegetic and the characters, like, they're not gonna sing about their true feelings because it's a song that exists in the world. Like, Sing Sweet Nightingale from Cinderella, that's like a song that exists. It's a working song, right? Pretty much any song, drinking song, working song, anything that is kind of like performed in front of other people, so that's gonna kind of be the like, and so that's where I think that these songs matter a little more because of the characters that they are singing to in the scene that they exist in, not just what you're saying. But I'm willing to negotiate on this in the future depending on how the payoff goes, I guess I should say. Right? But yeah, like I think Hell is Forever is just, for example, even though I won't really listen to that again, and see, this is kind of a little bit like, because I would listen to Losing Streak, so I almost wonder if we should put Nifty up here and stick like that. I kind of think that makes more sense, almost, because like, this is a different thing. Like, I love listening to this song. It's just not as important as these songs, but it sounds better than some of these songs, so I'm gonna stick it with them. I think that's fine. Like, we'll put that there. Not that Nifty, like, guys, and this isn't me saying that Nifty's necessarily better or worse than all of these songs. It's just like an added sort of plus. Like, it's somewhere in this area and we can't quite put it down. All right, let's talk about Easy. I feel like there's a problem here.
Yeah, I would put it there. I wouldn't put it in inexcusable storytelling. I don't think Forgotten and Useless either, because I remember it. Right. But like, yeah, I think that's about where it belongs.
Okay, because like, my thing is just, I know she said it in the scene before, but we're kind of missing, like, okay, and I know that they're sleeping together, so like, I know that like the last thing you want is to bring up your parents while you're boinking, but like, imagine how interesting this would be.
Depends what you're into, I suppose.
Okay,
I don't judge.
Imagine how interesting this would be if it was, I don't want us to end up like mom and dad, because Lilith is a sinner, right? And Lucifer's an angel. Yes. A fallen angel. Vaggie is a fallen angel, and Charlie is Hellborn, obviously. Part sinner and Hellborn. So, the reason why I say all this is because I don't know what I would want that to be, but you have that little part where Charlie's freaking out, and she's like, what about we have to get our friends back and everything? I kind of wish that instead they did mommy issue time instead of we have to get our friends back, because what do you mean you have to get your friends back.
I just wish
like,
they
yeah,
kind of
Angel's
went...
over there, but like you didn't give a fuck about Alistair being gone,
Because
right?
the song is about fucking, and it kind of like, they don't quite go tender, they don't quite go sexy, they kind of put it in a sort of like middle ground, vaguely Latin pop sort of lane. In the same way that Gravity's kind of like, it has an indistinct identity. Easy kind of feels like it has an indistinct identity. I wish it was more locked in, I guess.
I kind of wish it was slower. Do you agree with that? I kind of wish
I went with sexy.
I kind of, well, they could have done like slow R&B
I know it's
or
a
something.
sexy song. I know it's the sex song, but is it a sexy sex song?
Like they could have done
really.
kind of a slow
jam.
Like, yeah, like I think I said R&B, right? Like I think they could have maybe something like that. I don't know. But like I feel like I need
not that raunchy. I'm sorry. It's not that raunchy.
Yeah, it's not that crazy,
No.
guys. Like there's nothing's going on. What do you mean? You could play this in a classroom and nobody would like bat an eye. Like, what was I gonna say? Oh, I just feel like we need to get our friends back is not the conflict of the scene. The conflict is, I don't want us to end up like our parents, I think, right? Not everything's bad and we have to go find our friends or whatever. Like, I feel like, given what just happened before, Charlie's biggest thing to worry about would probably be, like, Lilith, right? Like, what if Fox is right about my mother, right? Like, all of that stuff. What if this doesn't work out because I'm just too prideful and I'm gonna disappoint you or whatever? Like, you know, right? Because they just talked about how Charlie's been high on the supply of trying to, attack Vox or like obsessed with proving Vox wrong, right? Like they could have gone into a really interesting thing that like Charlie's the daughter of Lucifer who is pride and that Vaggie is an angel. Like is that gonna cause the same problems with Lilith, like as Lilith and Lucifer? Like I feel like it could have been more slowish and like less happy and more like, oh, okay, here is a weird comparison, but like can't you feel the love tonight?
Sure.
How Simba's like, the truth about my past, impossible. She'd turn away from me, right? And then, like, Nala's like, he's holding back, he's hiding, right? So you have the sort of, like, story part, and then it's like, but the love is still in there. They still love each other. So I feel like that almost, what's missing is, like, the regret of it all. Like, where's the doubt, the fear of it all, you know? We need to get our friends back, doesn't get their friends back. Yeah, kinda. I mean, obviously they go get Angel, but, like, was Angel necessary for the sake of beating Vox? Not really. And she doesn't do that until the finale, which, what is this, episode 6? So we have 2 more episodes before we're thinking about getting our friends back. And Angel, wait a minute, is Angel? This was episode 6, wasn't it? So Angel wasn't kidnapped yet. What do you mean we have to get our friends back? Am I crazy?
Maybe it's talking about
Alistair?
Alistair?
Wait a minute, or was this after, when we saw Angel on TV? Because in the same episode, don't they say Alistair can take care of herself? Wait a minute. Yeah, because episode 7 ended with when I think about the future. So, wait a minute. Am I crazy? Does she know that Angel got kidnapped? Is she only taught we need to get our friends back? I guess Husk left.
Yeah.
But, like, Husk comes back. Like, that is not that big of a deal.
Maybe they're worried about
he said he wasn't gonna come back.
I guess they're not worried about Angel Dust. In my memory, she seemed more upset about her dad. And the fact that, like, they had a fight because Vaggie
But that's not her friend. They don't have to get their friends back.
I know, but it's weird, because that seemed to me what the conflict was, about her dad and Vaggie's
So you should
involvement in
bring
that.
up Lucifer, probably, not your friends. Like,
so
yeah,
my dad...
Husk, but then Husk comes back next episode anyway, so it's like... I know she doesn't know that, but it's, Alistair can take care of himself, and then also, oh, we need to get our friends back. We need Husk back, right? That's all she hears about. We need Husk back. We're on the verge of...
I feel like they could have made, like, we need to talk about my dad, and then Vaggie's like, well, normally you call me Mom. Oh, right, your dad. Okay. They could have had some kind of joke like that.
Right,
They could have done some kind of, like,
but I think there's
song.
missing things. That's not the conflict. The conflict here is not the war is about to start and we have to get all our friends back home, who is only Husk because Angel just went out and he'll be back, bestie. Like, it's about your father. It's about Lilith and your father. Like, that's the underlying thing here that no one wants to talk about. Live to live. Bop, 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 bop. I don't know if I feel confident in that.
I mean, that's a fair,
Like I said, guys, this isn't like Sarah, number 1, Vox Populi, number 2. It's just they're all on this sort of equivalent level, and best is like, I don't like best. I don't like ranking things number 1. It's so hard for me. I hate it. That's why I never do it. That's why I don't do, again, like sort of the Schaefer Ellis-esque like ranking videos that he's really good at, because he can be decisive. Not me, though. I'm like, man, people be saying things so definitively. I think it depends. So that's kind of where I would put this. Because I like the starts with sorry, I really like the instrumentation, I like the lyricism. It's just like, on another day, maybe this is above these ones. Maybe it's below these ones. I don't think it goes below Love in a Bottle, though. I definitely think I'm firm in this. I could go higher, is, I guess, what I would say. Right?
Yes.
This is Brighter, right?
Yes, that's Brighter. I gotta be honest with you, I would put it in songwriting problems. Like,
really?
Yeah.
Problems? I don't know if it has.
Here's the thing,
problems,
I think it doesn't have the oomph for me.
That's interesting. Can you talk more about that?
I feel like there's no part of it that draws me in. There's no particular lyrics that like stick out to me. There's no punch, there's no hook. It sort of dissolves in the background compared to its visuals. You know, does it have, it's an issue, right? Because it's like, does it have songwriting problems other than just like a lack of like, I think it being really out forward for me, right? But it's not bad for the story.
Right.
I don't think it's bad for the story. I think it communicates his mind, his mindset, his the type of person he is.
Yeah.
But it lacks the oomph and it doesn't stand out that much for me. Not a bad song. And I would definitely put it in the top of it, but that's where I would
maybe in
put
here,
it.
now that I'm thinking about it. Do you think that's more? I think it should be above. I don't know. I feel like it needs to go above Like You and Bad With Us just on the premise. Here's what I'll explain. Let me look at the
For me,
lyrics.
it feels about on par with Hell Is Forever, if maybe slightly worse, but I also think that like Bad With Us and Like You are, you know, better than Hell Is
this may
Forever,
tell
right?
us more about his character in
Yeah.
a subtle way than Brighter, but I don't know if I would put it on Like You. Here's what I think is here's my argument for what the oomph is. I would say in this case, there is no bridge, so it's almost a progressive oomph.
Well, if there's no bridge, then where is the oomph
Right.
stored?
So here's where I think the oomph is distributed. Because we start with trust us with your weather, then we have trust us with your news, and then I promise you can trust me with your entertainment. Then we have you can trust me with your network. So it's the transition of that, the slogan from the TV station, all that.
It's
I'm not
fine,
done yet.
but
I'm
like
not
it
done.
doesn't.
I'm
It
not
doesn't.
finished.
That's not oomph for me, you know.
I think what the oomph is the finally I'll show them what I meant to be. But like, let me explain. I think the oomph is a tricky creature in this situation. Vox dying, I get it, guys. I don't think that's a visual, though. I don't think Vox dying is the oomph of the song.
Here's the thing. It kind of is, right?
Well,
all
that's
the,
what they want
the
it to be.
visuals. That's what I'm talking about. Like the
Right,
song
right.
kind of dissolves in the background, and the visuals are up front. The oomphs are the fucking thing falling on his head.
Here's what I
television
think
falling
it
on his
is.
head. The murders. All
I
that
think it
stuff.
is the idea of brighter. Like this idea of, like, you have brighter as in under the spotlight,
Sure.
the literal spotlight, and then shining like a star as a
Sure.
celebrity. But then
Right.
you also have the idea of like stars in like the heavens and shining brighter. Here's what I think that the oomph is. But I will grant Hunter this. This oomph only exists in relation to other characters,
Sure.
right? This is about Alistair, really. Not just Alistair, because obviously Alistair wasn't around when he was alive. But let me cook, okay? It is the idea that, like, he is shining so brightly that Alistair cannot ignore him, that he cannot look away. It's the blinding, right? That you're looking at someone and they're so blinding that you neglect to see their flaws, I think. Or, like, any insecurities and all of the, you know, the stuff that he has inside.
It's not a bad song, but like...
But also, like, that you can't look at anyone else. And so I do think that it's not the best oomph out of what we've talked about so far. But I I think
then at the very
the
least it should
secret
be
oomph-
kicked down the list to the end, is my opinion.
Well-
right, these are your picks, so like...
Right. I just think that the oomph is a bit stronger than these songs because it's the all-encompassing oomph compared to like Speed Wonder Redemption does not have an oomph. That has story relevance. There's no oomph in there, not really, you know.
For me, the oomph is like the comedic fast pace of it.
Well,
like,
that's not
what
an
gives it
oomph,
to it.
like to me. Like
Okay,
an oomph
well then
would
we have different definitions of this,
I think
and that's okay.
the oomph may be closer to Charlie making Angel be like Penchus because it shows her
Yes.
deteriorating mental state. But the reason why I'm willing to kind of give Vox a bit more credit is because I think that this is integral to his character. It's not about killing Alistair. As much as he says that that's what it is, that's not what it's about. Because when you think about it, he has killed everybody else, right? Like in this backstory. And he hasn't killed Alistair yet, right? He attempts to at the very end of the show, but before this happens. Brighter until it burns your eyes forever. That's another thing. There's no hiding in the shadows because Alistair has what? Shadow powers, right? You know, so it's like snuffing the shadows out. You can't, can't hide. But, oh gosh, I lost my train of thought. He kills everybody else. Everyone else is beneath him, but he wants Alistair's approval. That's why he keeps Alistair alive. It's only when Alistair, and he doesn't even want to kill Alistair with the gun. Not really. He wants to scare Alistair. The entire thing at the end of the show is I want to wipe the smile off Alistair's face. That is ultimately about making Alistair vulnerable and Alistair showing his true feelings because Alistair is always, you're not dressed without a smile, right? So this idea of Brighter, I think, is very integral to how Vox treats Alistair, to how he treats the V's, and why they're treated so differently, the other overlords, is because all the other overlords are looking at him, so they're fine, but Alistair's not. Alistair somehow always has the power to look away and almost see through him. You will fuck it up, you'll never fill your cup, you're broken from the start. So I think that that's where the oomph is for me, but do you have to kind of, like a lobster, you have to crack open the crab leg and sort of extrapolate the oomph? Yeah, but I do think that it's important because it's not, I want to kill my enemy. He wants that validation from Alistair. That's literally all he wants, to be like this star in Alistair's night sky that Alistair can't take his eyes off and also can't see through, again, right? More powerful than Alistair in every way possible.
And
yeah.
these things are true, but when I look at it, most of the song is good.
Yeah.
Most of the song is good. But when you compare it to a lot of the other songs in that slot, if we're doing the same test we did earlier and I'm
Sure.
in the car, I'm not picking Brighter.
Well, but that was the car. This is not the car. This is story relevance now,
Fair
right?
enough.
I think that,
I mean, if we're only talking about story relevance, then
well,
sure,
not
but
only,
it's
also
it
lyrics
really,
and composition
yeah,
too, but
I just feel it's dragged down a little bit. Indistinct.
I say all this because my enjoyment comes from, this sort of analysis of, digging into
That's
to
true,
the meat,
and I feel
right?
that way as well. But it's just the construction, the music, the instrumentals, it just isn't there for me. Hooks.
I will let this happen,
I'm
I
just
think.
saying that I think we could have gotten a better. I can imagine.
I
A
do
better
agree
Vox
with
song.
that. I need to check Like You, actually, to see, guys, can you guys tell me very quickly if Like You has the unique instrumentation during the Penchus part? Because if it doesn't, it might be like this. If the Penchus part has the harpsichord, it might be more like this, because I do agree, compositionally,
How
this
did
may
you
be
feel
a
like
bit
it
better.
doesn't have the harpsichord?
Like You doesn't?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Maybe not.
Then again, it can be sort of.
But yeah, I think fair to be fair and let Hunter hold me accountable, I think that's where I would put
Yeah,
it.
here's the thing. You gave a good reason behind it. Just for me, the song doesn't.
No, that's
work for
fine.
me.
Yeah, I'm just trying to make sure that I'm not letting the Vox backstory juice, rot my brain or whatever. But that is what I like about it, because it's a different philosophy than everything else that we've seen so far. Because throughout the show, he's like, to everyone who doubted me, your doubting days are done. I'm gonna torture you all. Alistair, I'm gonna slit your throat and then you'll start laughing. But he doesn't want to kill Alistair. He'll never kill Alistair because even in that moment, he just wants Alistair to be afraid. He's not gonna kill him because he needs that validation.
People
or else
are saying it's
he
strings
won't
and not
survive.
harpsichord.
Okay. We'll give it to them. But yeah.
This is all for you, Penchith.
I'm comfortable with this or this. Just because again, You gotta, and I don't know how to break crab legs. I don't know. I was on a cruise with Arnold, and Arnold can't eat crab anyway because he's allergic, and I didn't have any crab legs.
So that's why I ate a lot of crab legs.
Yeah, I didn't have any crab legs because I don't know how to crack them open. But I really like
They have like a little thing. It's like an
station or something.
No, it's like an axle.
Oh, that you're saying
opens and closes, and you can like take it in your hand and like crack the side of the shell and peel it off. And eat it. Or you can go like this.
Yeah, it's just because I like that, like the analysis. And obviously I like to analyze bad songs too, but like this is where I would say like there's something still worth analyzing
Eat
here.
the shell. It's nutritious.
Whereas like I don't know if Starts With Sorry or Speed Run to Redemption is gonna get an analysis, so I feel like that like this or like that, like this is a good place to put
It's one of those things where it's like kind of vague, right?
Yeah.
Like if it's in, we generally agree it's on a similar level of quality if it's in the same slot, but like the differentiation between the different songs in the same slot, that becomes kind of great.
Because I do think with Bad With Us, the interesting thing is Vox being this sort of ultimate chameleon, right? And him, you know, mimicking the compositional styles of these other characters and using that as like a form of manipulation, like telling people what they want to hear and all of that stuff. And so that's very revealing about Vox's character too, which is why, you know, a lot of people don't like the genre changes in Bad With Us, but it's so fundamental to the song. So that's why I'd put Bad With Us before Brighter. When I think about the future, I don't know if we find out anything new in this song.
No, I think it's really good. I think it works well in the story because it kind of builds up the feeling you have going into the finale. Because it reminds you of everyone and their emotions and their motivations and their hopes, and it kind of builds up tension. So I think it works really well as a function of pushing the story along. You don't really learn a lot new. You just kind of learn what we had already seen.
I guess
it reiterates it in a kind of, it's like, it's their version of One Day More.
It's very reiterative. What I will say is I suppose the oomph, if I had to try to find
the oomph
is the Valentino part, because that's the first time where we get a sense that the V's are screw Vox, right? And that foreshadows the fact that they will.
For me, the oomph is the feeling, like the building up it gives you.
Yeah.
Right? Like the feeling of momentum it gives you going into the last episode. For me, that's the oomph.
For me, like, oomph is more the reveal, like what if it didn't reveal something about the character or whatever. So I would say that I guess for me, the oomph is like the V's, because that's the first indication that we get that they're kind of gonna rebel against Vox. Now, they do say, like, when we rule all creation, Vox is gonna pay, so they're gonna wait, right? They're gonna wait it out. They still want to rule all creation first. But, like, the fact that they're like, Vox is an asshole, like, that's a first sort of, like, musical indication and musical perspective about how the V's relationship has deteriorated, right? They're singing alone instead of just singing with Vox, right? How they were in other episodes. So I think for that, I think it has to go above Don't You Forget, right? The Valentino bit is important. I feel like it is important. So yeah, I would put it there. I think the only reason why I'm putting it above Don't You Forget is just because we already knew, because Rosie had delivered the entire backstory about Alistair being on the leash, so we don't find out too much new information in this song, other than like how Alistair responds to Rosie, maybe compared to other characters, that he's a bit more subdued with her than we see with Vox, so that would be like a sort of revealing about Alistair, right? He's like, I served you, right? He's very passive, he's almost reactive, right? He's not like, hey, you know, if you want me to do what you want me to do, I need my staff fixed, right? He never tries to negotiate with Rosie like that. He's very sort of like, he's unlike an Alistair that we've seen, you know, before, right? Okay, hear my hope. Now, here's the thing. I feel like it has to go here. Like, even though you're not the biggest fan of it, I feel like it has to.
I feel like it doesn't really, for me, have the oomph. It's not a bad song.
Right.
But
I think there's a little sprinkles of, here's my oomph. It's that all of hell is coming together just for that one day. Right? It's the, like, angel and, oh my god, heaven and hell uniting. Right? And so you have Carmilla, finally, well, okay, so let's go back a little bit.
For me,
the start of Live to Live has humans are afraid, all of us, all the time, right? That is driving pretty much everybody's choices, right, in the background of the season. Charlie's fear that, like, you know, of what Vox is doing, all of that stuff, right? But to talk about that in relation to Hear My Hope, the reason why Carmilla was, like, the reason why she changed here, right, was because she was afraid, right? That's why she made the deal with Vox. Again, she wanted to protect her daughters, right? All of that sort of stuff. But now, the willpower that Emily and Charlie have shown. Now, obviously, Carmella's daughters are probably around here somewhere, so blowing up half of the pentagram would probably still not be great. But they aren't just... Carmella and Zestiel could go home, right? They could just fly home and just be like, fuck you, got mine. The fact that they help, I think, is a sort of statement that there's nothing to fear, right? Like, we can defeat Vox. The angels aren't gonna hurt us anymore, so I have nothing else to protect my daughters from, except for Vox, right? So I'm joining with you. So it's like the anti-fear, like, they're not afraid anymore. They are empowered by Emily and Charlie, right? And then you have the other overlords who come in, and then they also help, right? And the just for one day and all of that sort of stuff. And then ultimately you have Valentino and Velvet. Now, do they have an ulterior motive to that? Obviously. They join in when everything's just about to wrap the fuck up, right? They didn't need to be there, right? They didn't need to help, but they did ultimately help. So that's where I would say that the oomph is in, like, just for a day, right? Charlie had command over the people. This was her moment where her and Emily did shine brighter than Vox, and that their argument was more convincing, and it didn't have to capitalize on the sort of clickbaity fear that we see, like, in the real world in the headlines, but also Vox do throughout the entire season, right? He says to Katie Killjoy, why isn't this more, you know, fear-driven, right? Because they say that click where the emotions on YouTube are fear, curiosity, and desire, right? And all of those are sort of linked. Like, you know, if I'm like, you're gonna, like, your channel's gonna fail if you don't do this, that's like a fear sort of thing, right? And so the fact that, like, Hear My Hope goes against the villain's, like, philosophy, basically. Yes. And so this is the defeat of Vox's philosophy, even if it's just for one day. That's kind of how I feel about it. Is that a stretch? I don't know. I feel like that it's not that much of a stretch, that it does have an oomph. You also have Alistair and Rosie, right? And so this is a future oomph situation of why does Rosie have such a vested interest in protecting the people at the hotel? We don't know the answer to that, but that's the first time that we find out that Rosie actually gives a shit, right? So she must give a shit for a reason. I like Alistair. I feel like Alistair negotiating with her, there's a bit of an oomph in there. And then Abel, I don't know, like, Abel's part kind of has an oomph.
The highs are not that high, and the lows are pretty low. Like, the Abel part is, like, not good. I kind of want to rush through it.
Right.
And then the parts with everyone singing Kumbaya together doesn't really work it for me. You're right, the Alistair scene is good. That, like, bumps it up a little bit. But it just, it just really gets ground down for me.
Is my question. Because I might be willing to negotiate a little.
Here's the thing. I think you make a good argument. So if you want to keep it in the great one,
yeah, I would put it. I would put it. Fun if I just beat you down into submission for the whole.
I would personally put it in very good for the story.
Okay.
But at the very bottom of it.
Oh, at the bottom, I don't know if I can do that.
So we can negotiate that part of it.
I think this is a good compromise.
Yeah. Because it's like, I think it's, I don't know. Look, man, it's either near the bottom of that or the top of problem song, like, of Yellow for me.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know if I would say it as problems, though. Like, in how we talk about problems.
Just because I look at the Abel stuff, I think that's a bit of a problem. I look at how, like, kind of milquetoast the sort of chorus and the choral singing the Kumbaya stuff is, you know.
Bottom for sure. Oh my god, guys.
Like, that's how it is. That's how it is for me, personally. But, like, you have a good point with the Rosie stuff. If you're really invested in that, if that really works for you, I can see how that would punch it up.
I think maybe this is as low as I'm, like, Dragon's Den. That's as low as I'm willing to go, I think.
That's fair. Because you thought about putting it up there, and so that's a direct in-between the two of us.
Like, I think
compromise,
that's good.
Children.
Compromise, right? Because I think that it being, like, I don't know how else to explain this, but you know how at the beginning of Frozen they have that whole, like, beware the frozen heart sort of thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, the ending of Frozen, and at least in the musical, how they have, like, the reprise and all of that stuff, and what they do in the finale, that's, like, we're answering the question from, like, the opening number, which is, like, who's gonna win? Is it gonna be Vox and his fear-mongering, or is it gonna be Charlie, right? Who's operating on hope and desire as opposed to fear? Or, like, this is kind of a weird example, but Beauty and the Beast starts with, like, for who could ever learn to love a beast, and then the end of the movie is Tale as Old as Time, because what's the answer? It was Belle. Belle learned, right? And how did she learn? Because a tale as old as time, you know, barely even friends, then somebody, right? Somebody changes. So that's, you know, when we talk about the idea of, like, the opening song asks you a question and it needs an answer. Like, there has to be, like, the question has to be answered. Or, like, in Hunchback, it's like, who is the monster and who is the man? And then at the end of Hunchback, it's what makes a monster and what makes a man, right? Because now it's like, now you know, audience, like, Quasimodo was not the monster. Like, he had the heart more than Frollo, right? So I feel like that Hear My Hope kind of answers the question that Vox was posing in Hazbin Guarantee, which was trust me or trust her.
Yes.
Right? Like, oh yeah, that was fucking boring, right? Like everything that he says about the hotel in that song, and then also outside of the song, right? And so I feel like that the fact that all the overlords join in and they finally hear Charlie after so long that her singing didn't work and she couldn't rally anybody except for the cannibals, right? And all of that sort of stuff. Like, I feel like that I'm like, yes!
It was looking rough there when the only
is-
people on my side, 8 people.
Right,
but
like,
here we
exactly.
are.
So I feel like that's my justification for having it higher than these ones, because there is a sense of finality that I think this finale did not have, right?
Here's the thing. If the question is which finale song is better.
Oh, no, of course.
Sure, but
But yeah, I do understand kind of why it doesn't work. It's another one where it's like we're opening the crab leg. Like,
Yeah.
we're doing a lot.
we're opening the crab leg and we realize we have a shellfish allergy.
Like, maybe they could have done a bit more, like, you know, this is kind of weird, but, like, imagine if they had, like, a motif for Lilith and then you heard Charlie using that motif. That could have been a bigger oomph.
Yeah.
Right? That she's kind of becoming both of her parents, but they didn't, you know.
What a terrifying
Lucifer
thought.
doesn't have a motif. Like that, not really, right? You know, unless we want to use Vox Populi, which I don't know if we want to do.
People's voice.
The solution isn't see Charlie was right, it was see Vox is matching and gonna kill us all. Is it though? I think it's kind of, I know what
Bit
you're
of column
saying,
A, bit
Trixie.
of column B,
I know
you
what
know?
you're saying, but like it's Charlie's hope, right? Like it's the hope. That's why, you know? Like it's, I know what you're saying. Like that Vox was gonna kill them all. But, like, the Overlords didn't need to sing that. If they wanted to convey that, they could have had a jokey, like, we're just doing this because we don't want to die. But Carmilla says something interesting. You would risk your life, right? For those that heaven sought to kill, we cannot stand by. It's time to match your strength of will, right? That's where it goes from, like, oh, we just don't want to die, to it being about Charlie's message compared to Vox's message, right? And so I know what you guys are saying. Like, yes, we all need to live. Of course, we gotta survive, right? But it's not just about survival, or Carmilla and Zestial wouldn't have those lyrics. They respect Charlie as a leader. That's the difference in this song, I think. And so that's why I would say that's the oomph, that they actually respect Charlie as Princess of Hell, whereas no one cared. No one gave a fuck this season. They're actually saying that one of Charlie's qualities is very, like, admirable and that they should emulate it. Like, she's leading, by example. And so I feel like I feel that still. If you guys don't feel that, that's okay. But I think that they did enough by having Carmilla and Zestial, and sometimes it's not about what the characters sing, it's about what they don't sing. It's not like Valentino and Velvet are like, ha ha ha, you know, we're just doing this for the press in the background. Yeah. It's not like they have an aside being like, oh, this stupid bitch, right? Like, I feel like it got that across, not even necessarily with what they did say, but just like that as a songwriter in my head, I know that there are different options if that's what they wanted to do, right? Because you have Velvet and Valentino and all these other characters. They are singing different stuff, right? Some of them are saying save us from harm, and then some of them are saying, like, there's kind of, like, different alternating lyrics, like, so, yeah, like, some of them, right, are singing, oh, this isn't what we planned, but they're not like, this bitch is stupid, at least, right? They're not like, oh, I guess we'll do it just because we want to stay alive. Like, some of the ensemble seems to believe in Charlie, because Charlie and Emily just saved people, right? And so I think that some of them is enough, right? No, I do feel that too, Cal. Yeah, like, I feel like Charlie has grown as a character.
Yeah, I would agree.
But yeah, I kind of get what you guys are saying. It's only a failure, I feel like, Trixie, and I know what you're saying too. I feel like there's gotta be a majority. Like, there's gotta be a majority failure, right? And I know it's hard, because then that's a logical fallacy of, oh, thing popular, mean thing good, but I say that in terms of, like, everyone sees the failure in whatever it takes. Even Hazbin Hotel fans fucking hate that song. Not everyone sees the failure in Stayed Gone. Some people argue with me, right? But I feel like I have a good argument. Here my hope is, like, I feel like that even in the chat, we don't have a definitive enough, like, some people felt it, and then other people didn't feel it. And it's hard to get everyone to feel the same thing. And that's why a lot of the time I don't talk about feelings, not because they're not important, but because, like, for example, when I do my VTuber project with Soliana and Udine, I can't make you like them. If you think Udine's voice is annoying, right, you know, what Hunter was saying about Angel,
yes.
Or you just don't like Soliana, you think she's whiny, or whatever, guys,
we have an
our
angry kitty
internet.
again?
No, It's our internet. Guys, Are you guys okay? Error, YouTube is not receiving enough data? Are you guys okay? We might have to, like, wrap it up. You guys are seeing some data, though, right? It's not buffering.
Well,
we're good now. We're good.
We're back
good.
up. Yeah, we just sort of dipped
We
down
hiccuped for a second, but we see. Okay, so let's wrap this shit up before it's too late. And Hunter has to go home anyway. Okay, so yeah, we dropped for a minute. All right.
I like. Do you want to quickly go through? I have never even, like, listened to Addict, and I cannot remember Alistair's reprise.
Yeah, so we seem to be okay. But yeah, so what am I trying to say? We're still here, wait, it's fine now, perfect, okay, good.
Honking.
Oh my god, no, we're dropping again. Okay, quickly. Yeah, like, if you don't like them, we can't control that. Like, you guys could be like, I fucking hate Sarah, right? I can't control that in terms of talking about Sarah's confession and stuff like that. Like, that's a very hard thing to deal with in terms of, like, whether you hate stuff or you don't hate stuff, an individual, you know, such and such, right? So we need a bit, this is why I analyze the way I do. So it's like, okay, well, even if you hate Vox, it was still story relevant. Okay, inside every demon is a rainbow, compositionally annoying. Charlie's Thesis, I think it's fine, but all of the songs in the prologue are, like, compositionally annoying. Like, they're not doing enough musical theater for me, bestie. I don't remember Alistair's Deal song. Addict was fun, I remember reacting to it. I think Addict
I don't think I was around for that. I don't think I've ever listened to Addict.
I like how they put Cherry backstory in there, so it might be storytelling-wise more important than Poison, but is it better than Poison? I don't know. All of the songs from the pilot kind of suffer from, like, no musical theater energy.
Well, like, Chasing Rainbow is sweet. I like it. I don't know if I like the version of the show. There's better performed versions.
Yeah. What's this one? I'm always chasing rainbows. Like, that's an interesting idea, but again, it doesn't have the oomph. Like, they're kind of vague. Like, they didn't go to musical theater land yet. They were trying, but they didn't go there.
It communicates, I think, who Charlie is as a person and her sort of angst.
But if I didn't like Happy Day in Hell because we didn't talk about Lilith, then this can't get away with the crimes.
Fair enough, yeah.
So, I think, guys, that this is where we're gonna, I know that, like, this is kind of an abrupt ending, but, like, we're getting dropped frames. The frames are dropping. So, I think that this is where we're gonna have to do it, where we're gonna have to end things. Now, I will be here tomorrow. Some housekeeping things. Thank you, guys. I can't believe that there were 50 people watching this stream. That's really amazing. I appreciate it all so much. I will be back tomorrow to do that, like, oh, this is what we're gonna do, planning stuff and whatnot for my birthday. But thank you, Hunter, for joining us. I feel like we had a very productive, fun conversation. But yeah, tomorrow will be my actual birthday, so if you guys are, like, holding on to birthday messages or anything like that, I will also read birthday stuff tomorrow. But yeah, we are getting a bit of an error on our end for whatever reason, but Hunter had to go home anyway. What time for the stream tomorrow? I'm gonna say around the same time, like 1 o'clock-ish, probably. If I'm on time, I do have to, like, get into my wig again and all that stuff, so I would say that probably around 1 or 12, but probably, like, be here for one, and I'll probably just yap about nothing for an hour. So tomorrow we are going to decide what sort of like videos that you guys want, and you guys will have your say, and then we can rank them in order of priority based off of what you guys want. But yeah, so my final thing was like, yeah, you know, like you might hate Soliana and Udine. I don't know, I can't control that, but hopefully I can control if the storytelling's good. And so that's what I try to do when we talk about this stuff. But I do. Again, these are all, like, interchangeable. I wouldn't necessarily put Sarah's Confession as, like, the number one, but it's definitely...
I think Nifty should be in front of the Nifty category.
Okay, I'll do that for you.
Which I think is only fair for Nifty.
And then I will screenshot, and then we will go! Goodbye, everybody!
Goodbye.
Goodbye, I know we have such sad